All right, I am live right now. I think it's working. You guys, I'm gonna send you guys a link to the video right now, and then you guys can share it out. Hit up Smooth, see if Smooth can hop on Discord on his cell phone or something. I'm gonna send it right now. I'm gonna send you guys the link in the DM, and I'm gonna tweet it out as well. Nice. My brother's actually working on that right now. Yeah, talk to me after the after this. Let me see if I can hear you guys. Yeah, I sent the link inside the thing.
Shields back up.
I don't know if the thing can hear you, the chat can hear you. Just the thing. Actually, wait. I can. Let me switch it up. Alright, let's see if my desktop audio is up.
I don't hear.
I don't even see you.
CokeBoy, but you sound low. But I don't hear anything.
Do I sound low on the thing?
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on.
You playing Halo?
Hold on. Let me mute this.
That's why, man.
I have Halo
Hold on.
gameplay in the background. Like low Halo gameplay.
Shields are full.
I hear everybody.
You hear us?
Yep.
There we go.
just
I fixed
played
it.
10 seconds to
Let's get it.
launcher.
Alright, let me see.
It's not live anymore.
No, it's still live. It's
Yeah,
still live.
it's
I was just tweaking with the audio really quick because
Two watching, so
the
that's probably me and you.
yeah.
Did you tag Smooth?
No, it didn't tag me. I gotta actually
Oh.
tweet that out. Let me tweet it out.
So what kind of topics you got going on since we already covered everything?
I mean,
Cover
there's
everything.
a lot. There's the Xbox Series X. They went more into like in depth with some of the specs. You know what I mean? Like the hot chips.
Oh,
or
the hot
whatever.
chip. Yeah, the hot chip.
We
We got the hot chips over here, Chris.
Honestly, I really haven't looked too much into it because I'm just fucking over the spec talks. Like the consoles are like 2 to 3. I mean, I still talk about it. Like there's no issue, but it's 2 to 3 months away, man. Let's just wait till this shit comes out. Series X is more powerful than the PS5.
So what
Right.
you telling me is just wait and see. Just to wait and see.
PSX, okay, the Series X is more powerful than the PS5. I don't think it's going to be that big of a difference. Personally, we'll see. But like again, it's going to come down to developer, man, and talent. Because even like this, I don't really like how people when they talk about the PS5. Some people, not you guys, but some people, because the PS5 is, it's slightly weaker than the Series X, they act like the PS5 is just going to be a complete garbage console. And like the resolutions and the frame rates are just going to be trash. Like, no, bro, that shit's going to be a beast. Like, this shit is going to be a hot fire. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I said, I had the same energy when I had my Xbox One. It's like 1080p, 900p. To me, I was like, I don't see that big of a difference. And it doesn't matter to me
See,
because
here's the
what I
thing.
have right now is a lot better than what I had before.
It's the same
That's
thing
it.
with 800p or 1800p and 4K. When you actually, because on PC, right, with certain games you can scale the render resolution. So like the full resolution of your display can be 4K, but the game can render at 800p, and there's very little difference between that. Because it's like 30 3840 by 2160. And you just turn 2160 down to 800, and there's very little difference. And that's what the PS4 Pro does sometimes, is that it goes to 800p and it upscales it to 4K with machine learning.
What? So what is the machine learning? Just tell me that. That's all I wanted.
So pretty much it's just like extra, I won't even say it's extra hardware, but it's like software support to make certain things work better in terms of having your, like, you're not putting all the load on your hardware, right? Because you have to
Word.
optimize it with software, right? So for example, ray tracing, right? Like you have to optimize your games for ray tracing. Not only does powerful hardware play a part into it, but it's also having the software support. So like developers making their games optimized for the hardware that you're using. And that's for anything, right? Like with the PS5, right? With the SSD, right? Like yes, we have this powerful ass SSD in the storage architecture, right? But you have to have the developers programming their games to utilize it, right? It's the same thing with PC. Like anything that you have to optimize for. So machine learning is another level of software optimization that you can use, but it's much more intricate. Like it's really hard to get into detail in. But machine learning does play a huge role into how we use our devices today.
Hmm.
Like anything from like Android to iPhones to using your PC.
Hmm.
Like it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and Xbox has that feature, and then you have this, DLSS, right? That's the machine learning, or that's part of it, right? The DLSS.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
DLSS
Yeah.
is
part of
another
Okay.
way of
So
upscaling like
right,
low
right.
res
So
gameplay to higher
yeah, and
resolutions.
that's what I want to bring up, because now with this new technology, right? They're saying that they can, have games rendered at 1440p to take some of the stress off the GPU and CPU, right? The workload, but they can still produce images that look better than native 4K. And that's gonna be like super like advantageous when it comes to both of these consoles, right? So this is why people kept telling you, like, yo, don't focus too much on the resolution numbers and anything like that, because you're gonna see games, right? Like be like, oh, on the PlayStation 5, oh, it's
Hey, we got Blandrew on
1440p.
here. What's good, bro?
Yeah. Oh, it's 1440p. Oh, it's trashy, whatever.
Blandrew.
But guess what? That 1440p game is looking better than a lot of native 4K. 4K. You know what I mean? Like we seen it with the Unreal Engine tech demo. It had 8K textures, even though the game that demo was running at 1440p.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's gonna be very interesting to see how like that tech evolves and how developers utilize it, and that's good news for us, because now we could definitely get way more performance options, right? With like 60 frames or even 120 frames for certain games. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot going into it, and in that hot chips presentation, they talked a lot about how machine learning is playing a big role into Xbox Series X. In
Right.
terms of how it's gonna alleviate the CPU in terms of AI and stuff like that. Um, there's so much to go into it with it, but we're not gonna like deep dive into machine learning. That's a whole nother topic. We probably got to give somebody like, I don't know, Optimus Code to get on here and talk
Yeah.
about that, because he's very
Optimus
knowledgeable about the
Prime.
Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very knowledgeable about machine learning and things of that matter. So he's the guy to talk to about that for sure. But the other thing is the Xbox Series X dashboard, from what we've seen, a couple of Game Pass stuff that's happening this month as well.
Yeah. And speaking of Game Pass, there's some new games that just came in Game Pass recently. You know, you know what I mean? Let me look. Let me see.
There's not a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But what we talking about? Game Pass?
Yeah.
Uh, what games came out? Like they just announced this, right? That some people are saying that it's real good. I know,
Yeah.
what was it, like Wasteland?
Yeah, Wastelands. You got Flight Simulator coming to Game Pass. That's on PC though. It's not on the Xbox One right now, but that game scored pretty
Yeah.
well. Um, Battletoads just recently got revealed. That game came to Game Pass as well. Some people like it, some people don't. I never had any too much stock into that game in particular, so that's a game I wasn't really like hyping up. Like that's a game I would never like sit up here and say, "Yo, that's the game you got to get." Like obviously try it out for free, but other than that, like I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, "Yo, Battletoads is the game from Xbox that everybody has to look forward to." So that's another game that came to Game Pass as well. But I think the biggest thing right now, particularly from Microsoft, is that Flight Simulator game. It's on Windows 10 right now. I believe it's coming to Xbox Series X as well. And a lot of people are hyping up that game. Like a lot of people are talking about it. I have people on my job talking about Flight Simulator and how good that game is so far. I've seen some benchmarks, and that game, like I've been saying this whole time, like that game is very intensive because of that view distance, how many assets you're loading up right now. I did see a little bit of popping, but that was like further out. So like I was seeing somebody fly their plane over New York City, right? And they went over the Brooklyn Bridge and they were heading to Manhattan. And everything beyond Manhattan, you've seen a little bit of pop in. Well, with a couple of more patches, it should be good. But overall, the game looks amazing. So that's another game that's out right now. Flight Simulator. I'm definitely gonna download that game and try it out, see how that game performs. But let me know what your thoughts are on Flight Simulator.
Not into it. Not interested in it. To me, that's something that'll probably like bore me. And to me, like I'm not gonna say about the game because that's not my type of game, right? And obviously, a lot of people are loving it, right? It got 93 Metacritic score, right? So for what that game is supposed to do, or you know what I mean, for its class of genre, is being received very, very well. Um, so to me, it's like okay, like Flight Simulator, that's cool for the people that like it and stuff like that. But I see a lot of people who are never into Flight Simulator, like they don't even have a PC and they're hyping up this game only because it's a game from Microsoft first party and it actually got a 93, right? Which is good for that game. But it's like a lot of people they're not into that shit, man. And some people they're gonna try it on Game Pass and they're gonna drop it quickly, right? But for everybody who's into that, and hey, shit, it looks like the ultimate, plane simulation or the ultimate flight simulator. So you know what I mean? And it's good that it's on Game Pass for people to try it out. But to
Yeah.
me, it's like nah, like hard pass. Even if it was on like PlayStation or anything like that, I wouldn't even get delighted. I don't like Sims. Like I don't like a lot of car simulation. You know what I mean? Like I haven't played Gran Turismo in a very long time. Though I may pick up the new one because it's been so long since I had one. So, but everybody who's into that game, man, like go ahead and pick
Yo,
it
can you
up.
hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, you
All
loud.
right. Good. All right, man. Look, all that talking you did, but let's just get it. Let's just get to business here. Everybody they celebrated dreams, and they didn't like what's the game that was on Xbox that you create your own levels and all that? Project Spark.
Yeah, that.
Project
Right?
Spark.
Everybody I don't like Project Spark, that shit trash and all this. They didn't even try it. And then all of a sudden everybody want to be a developer now. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
everybody like
Well,
yo,
okay, but the thing with Dreams, right? Well, for me personally, like I never hyped up Dreams. Never said I was like,
no,
this shit,
you
like,
didn't.
No. I know what you're saying. There's a lot of people who did, and they're not even playing Dreams right now. They're not
Just
even
like we
creating
didn't
a
hype
damn
up
thing, right?
Flight Simulator, but
But
No, I didn't hype up
you did bring
Battletoads.
it up though, Mr. Wait and See.
hold
You
on,
brought it up, even
but-
though we didn't bring it up.
Okay,
We
so-
never capped
so-
for it.
So the thing with
Smooth
Dreams
might have
is-
capped for it,
is
but
it's Smooth and a lot of other people. But the thing with Dreams is, I've always said that I eventually am going to get Dreams, but it's going to be way later down the line. So that way, when I jump into it, there's just like a whole bunch of like user creator content, right? That's actually like matured and actually like, you know what I mean? But like me, I've never been into those like, make your own games. Like the only game that I played, like, and it was a while, like a long time. It was on the PS2 that it was like make your own game. It was a game called RPG Maker. I don't know if anybody knows what that is.
No, I never played that.
Yeah, you literally make your own like RPG, right? You can make your own like JRPG or anything like that, right? So,
not only that though, Chris.
Hold on,
Chris,
real quick. Hold on.
But while you on that topic though, you remember the game where you used to make beats with the MTV jump off? You don't remember that?
No, yeah, but I used to do that shit on my phone. I used to make beats on my phone.
But they had this. This was a game on
Yeah,
PlayStation.
it was a whole video game.
It was an actual video game. That's what I was. But go ahead, finish what you were saying. I thought you
what
would
I was
remember
okay.
that.
What I was saying was whenever I make a list about like
Hmm.
PlayStation games or PlayStation exclusive of this year,
Hmm.
right? I never put Dreams on that list. My list, like when I talk about PlayStation, like the best PlayStation games this year, I always say it's Neo 2, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, Persona 5, Last of Us 2, and Ghost of Tsushima. Never mention Dreams. You know
And
what I mean?
as
Like
you shouldn't.
I was because I don't play it. I was never
I
tapping
know,
for that game or anything like that.
cause you out there, man. Cause you out there. You letting people know if they saying playing games they ain't playing, you gonna call them out. So of course you ain't gonna do that. But you got these other guys, man. They out there and they say it, and it's all good. I want to be the one to call them out sometimes because you don't have too many people calling these PlayStation dudes out because they scared to do it. They're scared to stand up to you. This is how I look at a lot of these dudes that be sitting and campaigning for PlayStation. You know how I look at it? Like I look at sports with the Patriots or any team in sports that win, they want to jump on it and they want to be act like they just troll people because it's that team to troll them for. That's how I look at it, and I never want to be a part of that. So that's the only reason why I be sitting back and I be like, I'm gonna go against the odds a little bit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But at the end of the day, me, I like playing good games. So.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said that. Oh, this is DB. He said, "Bro, this game is brutal. I'm getting like 9 to 18 frames FPS on a 1080 Ti
Oh yeah,
with
it's hard on
at
that one.
1080p with low settings. It's badly optimized. That's crazy. I need to try it out. I have a
Yeah, no,
2070 Super. I'm gonna download that game, try it out, see how it is. But
I think that's a optimization issue because somebody was like I think it was Jemai Dixon. I was on Jay Barty's channel. And they were talking about how Alana Pierce, she was trying to stream the game and she only made it to like 40 minutes and then she had to stop because I guess like her shit was crashing or whatever. I don't know. I didn't watch her stream. And Jemai, he was like, well, that's because you're using a 1080. And I was like, bro, a 1080 is still a beast card.
yeah,
Should
it's
have no
still a really good
problem.
card to
It
this
should
day.
have it should have no problem running Flight Simulator 1 because the minimum specs is a GTX 770 and the recommended specs is a GTX 970.
Yeah,
So
I
1080
Word.
think it's a
should be able
combination
to
of both
handle that
because
shit easily.
I said this on Planet Xbox a couple weeks ago when we first seen Flight Simulator and the type of game it was gonna be. There's so many assets that you're loading up, right? Because you're flying so high in the sky. You're
You
not
need an
only
SSD.
no, it's not even just the SSD. It's the GPU trying to render all of those assets in at one time, right?
Yeah.
And it's not from loading it in from storage to your video RAM, right? It's the fact that there's so much happening on screen at once because you're loading up so many buildings, right? And it's not just the buildings. Like
Mhm.
when I seen somebody play that game, there's little cars you can see driving below you on the ground, and it's insane. Like there's so much that you're rendering at one time because you're rendering everything in front of
So
you,
so what's the
everything
issue?
to the side of you, and everything behind you. I think that game is just extremely demanding, and we always see games like that come to PC and come to console where they're just extremely demanding. For example, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is very demanding on PC and console. Red Dead Redemption 2, extremely demanding game. Like this is another one of those games that, hey, this is going to be the test of, can you run this? I think this game is going to be like a game like Crisis back in the day. It was like, can you run this game on your system? And there's going to be a lot of
So
memes about
so
this game.
so let's talk about the real controversy about this game, though, right? Let's talk about how people want their refunds right now. All right, you
Why do
know
they want
about
the
that?
refunds?
Oh yeah, the Steam players are actually requesting a
Yeah, it's a
refund. I
lot
saw
of
that.
Steam players wanting their
I sent you the
refunds.
article, Jay. It was a Game Informer article.
Okay. I mean, those dudes got to
Yeah,
buy
send
Game
them.
Pass.
You sending it to them now?
You wouldn't need a refund if you got Game Pass. So yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, what do they like? So anybody went through that, or
No, I didn't even know that people were
because
requesting
with
refunds until you guys told me.
yeah, well, okay, so the Steam policy dictate that you can refund a game within 14 days of purchase,
Yeah,
right?
and there's a certain amount of hours you can play on the game, and so you can refund it as well.
Right. So it's a lot of people
Yeah, I
that
think it's like
wanted that.
4 hours. I think it's like
Yeah,
4
they
hours.
wanted to change just because of, I guess they was having fun for a while, a little too long or whatever.
Hey,
I don't know.
Rockman makes a good point. Why didn't they just get Game Pass? We know.
I don't.
Exactly. My
Well,
point.
yeah.
I
No,
mean, I
but look,
wanted to
I
bring
can
it up.
see. I don't see a lot of people right. Or the people who are like capping for the game, right? I don't see them putting a lot of time in it, right? But by next week, those people who are like, yeah, I'm playing Flight Simulator. Oh my god, or whatever. They're not gonna be playing
Right.
that shit no more. They're gonna go back to
Right.
something else.
It's a simulator. Like I mean, I play Goat
Exactly.
Simulator with my daughter and shit. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, like I said, I
but
have
yep.
nothing. Like I have nothing against the game. Like I'm not gonna say the game is trash. Like no, because
Right.
it's
'Cause
not
we
my
ain't
type of game. So for what it's doing for a flight simulation, it seems to be like very, very high quality, high produced. Master of his class, right?
Right. Right.
Even though I think GTA 5 might have better flight simulation, but but
I mean, I'll be able to tell you when
I like
when I
that.
play the game, because I don't know how the controls is on that game, but I
You
can
gotta
tell
get a
you right
flight
now,
stick, man.
it's definitely, it looks beautiful. Like the game does look really really good, but it's very demanding on your
oh,
hardware.
I'm
Dope
sure.
boy, you gotta get a flight stick. You got
I'm
a
sure.
PC and you ain't got a flight stick?
I don't
That
play
should
flying games. What,
You
like,
ain't got a fight glizzy?
all I got, yo, chill with the
Nah.
glizzy, bro. All I got
Nobody
is
has a
my
flight stick.
keyboard and my mouse, and I got my controllers. That's it.
Oh man.
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
That's all you
That's
I mean,
it.
I guess so.
Nah, but
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure they're gonna have a.
Cause what you gonna do? What you gonna do when you get that game on Game Pass on Xbox Series X? You gotta get a flight stick.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm
Yeah.
sure they're gonna come on fight sticks for the Series X.
Yeah.
So
We got Bond.
Yo, I got a question. So let's I want to move on to this question because this is real interesting, especially for my man, Mr. Wait and See right here, Mr. AKA PlayStation, AKA Mr. Exclusive. So I want to talk about the street
PlayStation Advantage.
word. Like, so look, yo, I want to talk about the Street Fighter situation, man. Everybody want to duck it when I talk about it. I don't think it's going to be exclusive this time around.
Oh yeah, they got money. They got the money.
I don't think so either.
What do you think? We need to talk about this. I don't see the community talking about this.
Okay, so
this is a big thing.
So
this could be real big.
It's not going to be.
No, okay.
Oh, we got Bond.
Yeah, Bond is in here. But hold on. Before you go, Bond. Here's the thing. It is a high possibility that Street Fighter 6 will go multi-plat, but that depends because we know PlayStation has been going around buying up third-party exclusives, so they can struck another deal with Capcom to have Street Fighter 6 exclusive for the PS5.
No. Here's the thing, Chris. Do they want Street Fighter to perform as bad as it did as 5?
That's the only thing.
Yeah, because I think.
Hold up.
No, let me finish.
Let
me finish my point really quick.
I'm gonna go next. Go ahead.
Remember, Street Fighter 4 sold really, really well, and it was very popular within the fighter community, right?
Facts. It brought fighting games back.
Tekken 7 is doing amazing right now, and it's multi-plat, and it's a great fighting game. If Street Fighter 6 is a great fighting game, and it's only on PS5, I think Capcom understands that it's going to restrict them a lot in terms of the potential of the community growing, because it doesn't matter what platform the game is on. Players are going to compete where they can compete. That's it.
But
so whether it's on Xbox, PlayStation, PC, they're gonna hop on either platform and play the game as long as they can play the game. That's it.
So here's the thing. We know that
he's rubbing on that PlayStation emblem right now. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like 4 was a huge success. 5 at launch, like the first year was
garbage.
It was a complete disaster. Even though the game is a lot better now, right? The game is a lot better now.
It is.
Guess what? What's his name? Bond Yoshino or Ono or whatever his name was.
He's gone.
They just
he gone.
He's kicked them out, and he's one of the reasons why Capcom, other than Street Fighter 4, right, which is a huge success. Every other game after that, Street Fighter vs. Tekken, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, Street Fighter 5, all had really big issues when they launched, and a lot of that fought because of Ono.
Yep.
So ever since they got rid of Ono, right, they did a live stream. And guess what? Like they announced a new season for Street Fighter V. They got Akira from Rival Schools. They got Oro from Third Strike. They got and they got a lot of these fan requested characters that people have been asking for the longest of time.
We've been asking for Dudley. I don't see any Dudley.
I think they got one more character they got to reveal. It might be Dudley. Either that or Dudley might be a.
Dudley was the truth.
But here's the thing: even if they announce those characters, it's not going to bring people to the game because Tekken is dominating right now.
No, but a lot of people have been going back to Street Fighter V.
Here's the issue. The only reason why Street Fighter V was on PlayStation, not Xbox, is because Capcom at the time was cash strapped.
Yes.
Yeah, they
paid for it.
Sony is not going to pay money to keep a fighting game, which, let's be honest, people, fighting games are a niche genre.
Yeah, it is.
They're not going to pay money to keep a niche genre. Because let's be real. I mean, it's going to sell more on PlayStation because of the Japanese-centric, regardless, period.
Regardless.
Way more on PlayStation.
There's no point. I mean, I guess there is a point, but the money would definitely be better off spent elsewhere than trying to get a niche fighting game onto a system.
But the thing is, it's like
right.
Most fighting games are niche, but there are fighting games out there that are really big. Like Mortal Kombat is still big. Like
it's Mortal Kombat, and Smash are the only two ones that would be worth the money.
And
guess what?
Mortal Kombat's bigger than Street Fighter right now too.
Mortal Kombat is crossplay now.
Yeah.
So Mortal Kombat is Street Fighter competition at this point. So this is why I like crossplay.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, they are.
It is.
At this point.
No,
not before now.
No, but here's the thing: Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, they're both like 2D fighters, but at the same time, they're both fundamentally different.
I understand, but it's still within the fighting game genre.
Mortal Kombat's on another league, but to me, the developer that's been giving Capcom a run for their money as far as like dropping very high quality 2D fighting games is Arc System Works.
Yeah, but they don't sell as many.
Dragon Ball FighterZ sold a lot.
Look, Chris,
you know what I mean?
MK.
They did.
But remember what happened to Mortal Kombat, right? Mortal Kombat was on Midway, right? Midway went bankrupt. People were like, MK is dead, especially after they dropped Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe. They thought the franchise was dead and was never going to come back. What happened? They get acquired by WB and Ed Boon's forms NetherRealm Studios, right? They drop MK9, which is fire, MKX was just fire, and MK11, which just took it to a whole nother level, right? And then they dropped the Aftermath DLC, which kept the popularity of the game even higher than what it was originally. Street Fighter V has been stagnant and it died.
But MK
Tekken 7 still has a lot of popularity with that game as well. I guess the only thing that's gonna hold that game back from being exclusive is the fact that one, Capcom wants to make as much money as they can possible from selling it multi-plat, and the controversy that's been happening a lot recently with the sexual allegations from the fighting game community, particularly with Smash.
Yeah, nobody's investing that. That's a good point.
Yeah, that's what I was about to.
Yeah,
Sony's not trying to be fun because look, Sony backs that, then something crazy happens. Mm-hmm. Now that's Sony's that you're right.
They're not taking that risk.
Allegations have to do with like these local tournaments and actually like gathering locations.
No, it has to do with popular fucking fighting game guys in this community, particularly Smash players. It has to do with them.
That game.
That's what I'm saying. It has to do with those guys who are the influencers of those games and who actually get people to play that game because of how nice they are at it. It has to do with those people playing the game. And if Sony's attached to a game that's exclusive to their platform, as particularly a fighting game, and there's a couple of players that's like associated with that, that's going to be very bad for their brand. They don't want to be associated with that. So they're not going to like pay a whole bunch of money just to get one fighting game exclusive. Street Fighter 6 is going to be multi-plat for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a high chance.
Yeah, it
is.
It's so much risk.
Multi-plat, but it's also a good possibility that Sony would be like, nah, we still want it to be exclusive and give Capcom the money as well.
No, I think Capcom has the money.
Yeah, you got a point, but only because of the money. But when you look at
it's always because of the money. That's why.
It is. But when they looked at the money the first time, it didn't pan out the way they thought it would go.
I'm telling you why, because because Ono was fucking like Ono fucked a lot of things up. Like the reason why Street Fighter V wasn't received well at launch is because it didn't launch well. The same thing with MVCI, but now since they got rid of Ono, they got new people in there, and like they're making like major like really good changes now at Capcom with like their fighting games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It could, Street Fighter 6
Can I
probably
ask you a
could
few
probably
questions
outsell
about that though?
Street Fighter 5, even if it's only on PlayStation.
Where is Smooth
So-
at?
I don't know where Smooth is at right now. Somebody got to DM him,
Smooth
but
said
Smooth
he
definitely
was-
has to hop in here.
We're live, but Smooth, his monitor broke, and he's you know, Bond. Smooth
How
has
are
a
we
lot of
live?
his-
I don't see it on this channel.
No, I'm
No.
on my
Yeah,
channel right now.
We
He's
on
on,
Dope
Coke
Boy
Boy.
channel right now. I
Send
just
him the
sent
link.
Smooth another link.
Kid
But yeah,
Smooth was
no,
up
no.
here talking about, oh my god, it just goes to show you, Flight Simulator, Microsoft is back. And that 69 right in the ass the next day.
Yeah.
69.
Yeah, Battletoads got a 69.
Well,
Really?
It
did?
yeah. Oh, you haven't been watching? It
Nah, I don't be
hold on.
really.
It happened about an hour ago. It started.
Oh.
It came in at a 69, then dropped to a 67, and then right now I think it's at a 68.
God. It can't Smooth flipped on y'all. That
Yep.
quick.
Some reviewer was talking about they feel like Microsoft is trolling them with bad games.
No, come on. Like, we gotta stop letting these people run the industry though, bro. Like that shit don't mean the game bad though.
It's bad.
We do
Yes.
understand.
Hold on.
You
Hey,
know what
hey,
Smooth
hold on.
said?
All right,
You
go
know what
ahead,
Smooth
go ahead,
said?
Chris.
No, I mean the
He
best
said
gun.
he's about to get Flight Simulator and play on a controller. I was like,
Hold on, real quick. Back to Street Fighter. Look.
Yeah, go back. to Street
I
Fighter.
agree with Blandrew. Right, he said Street Fighter 5 flopping wasn't that it was exclusive. It was because they launched a broken game that barely had any modes. That's fact.
No, I
that
agree,
is
but I
fact.
think there's other factors as well. I think that there's better fighting games out there, especially a lot of the indie fighter games, right? And some of the big AAA ones. On top of the fact that there's a lot of controversy going on right now with the fighting game community, it's just really bad. So it's a culmination of multiple things.
Yeah.
Yo,
But
I
Street
bought
Fighter
it
5,
day
Street
one.
Fighter 6 ain't
I
coming
bought
out
it
for a
day
while
one.
because Street Fighter 6 was actually I think they were supposed to announce it this year and launch next year, or possibly launch it this year, but because Capcom, they got rid of Ono and
the playtest didn't go well. The pros didn't like the game.
Oh yeah, and that's
Mhm.
another thing, right? Street Fighter 6 internal playtesting, like a lot of people didn't like that shit, so they completely rebooted it because it was supposed to come out like either this year or next year. But now since they rebooting the development again, they got rid of Ono, who was the cause of all these problems. They just announced a whole new season for Street Fighter with like 5 characters. You know what I mean? So this game ain't gonna come out for at least like another 2, maybe 3 years.
Yeah.
Nah, 3.
Well,
They're not going to go.
Yeah,
they're not going to
it's not
go
gonna
2
take-
years into the next generation
Right.
without a new.
they need a new fighting game because of the tournament. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's another
You-
thing. Like, what is the main primary platform for the fighting game community? It's PlayStation.
PlayStation.
Yeah, for a
Yeah,
while. No,
right
but
now-
remember last
right
gen
now,
last gen
they
was
probably
360 with Street Fighter 4.
Not even. Right? It's gonna be like that.
No,
Mortal
this
Kombat,
gen
like-
it was 360.
Yeah.
This gen it was 360 with the because the broken PS5, I mean PS4 version. They played the 360 version.
Ran more true to the arcade.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's talking about Marvel. Yeah, because that was
No,
that was his support.
PlayStation PS I mean, goddamn, I said PS.
What you talking about? Marvel
Street
versus
Fighter
Capcom
4.
Yeah, Street Fighter
No,
4
Street
was,
Fighter
was
4.
really
Oh, yeah,
bad
yeah,
on
Street-
PS4.
yeah.
They played it
Street
on
Fighter
the
4,
360 version because when they remastered the Street Fighter the PS4 version,
Yeah.
That was bad.
That's
Yeah, it
that's
was-
more on Capcom. But it's like when you talk about like Dragon Ball Fighters, Tekken, Soul Calibur, Guilty Gear,
Soul Calibur
Blade-
trash now.
Blaze Blue, all these games at any tournament, they're always like on the PlayStation. Like
Yo, what
99%
is Smooth
of the
ass
time.
so we can get this Battletoads work?
I don't know. If you can join through his phone.
This message.
That's insane, man. Like, I don't know. Like, how do you end a generation like this? I mean, yeah, Flight Simulator is good. I'll play it, but I'm not gonna sit here and play that game for like 10 hours. No, I'm not gonna sit here and play 10 hours. I fly for a little bit, enjoy the graphics, even though the performance isn't that great right now, and then hop
Hold
off
on,
of
what
it.
game are you talking about?
Flight Simulator, Battletoads, I'm not playing Battletoads. Grounded is an unfinished game. It's in early access right now. So that game definitely needs to go through
Mm-hmm.
some improvement. But I like the concept of Grounded. I think Grounded takes a lot of elements from a lot of other survival games right now, but it still needs a lot of work to be done with that game for sure.
Flight Simulator is awesome. I can't wait to play it. I have a Thrustmaster 16,000M stick.
Yeah,
Everything is so overpriced now.
yeah, because there's
But
no availability. The availability is so
correct.
low.
But doing a lot of good searching, my local micro center had a throttle for the T16000M for $80.
Hmm.
And then Microsoft and Dell are selling the pedals for 130 currently. So I picked up both of them cheap. So now I got a full flight setup. And Smooth is no longer in debt. He did his last game donation to me and gave me Flight Simulator. I heard a lot of people having fun with that. I mean, the Azure servers procedurally generate the world around you. So you can literally fly to your own house, fly city to city. I would never play that game on a controller, but if you got a legitimate stick and a legitimate setup, you could probably get lost in that game.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it out on keyboard and mouse for a little bit, see how it
Nah,
is. If I don't
I wouldn't
enjoy
even.
it, then
Do you
I'll
have
definitely
Game
get a joystick.
Pass?
Yeah, I have Game Pass. I'm not buying that.
I mean, I wouldn't even bother. Honestly, I wouldn't even bother playing unless you're playing with a flight stick.
Yeah.
Smooth is
I'll
like,
wait till
oh,
the
you can
patch.
play with the controller. I'm like, yeah, you can play Halo with a Guitar Hero controller, but like
Oh,
that's
man.
not the point. Flying a plane with a mouse and keyboard, no thanks.
Here's another piece of news that actually dropped today. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is officially confirmed now. Officially confirmed. They actually dropped like a 2-minute teaser on the YouTube channel, on the Call of Duty YouTube channel. So that's another game that's coming out. A lot of rumors. Everybody knew this game was coming out. Some people speculated that was Black Ops 5. We knew Black Ops 5 wasn't going to happen, especially with the way the timeline of Black Ops is established right now. So now Cold War is happening. What are you guys' thoughts on Cold War?
Well, first of all, there was never any fighting in the actual Cold War, so how does this work?
Hey, they try to make up some fake
it's
storylines.
it's yeah. First, it's a video game. Second, it's like there probably was some like like some secret
No,
fighting and shit like that
no.
that happened.
A Cold War.
Yeah, I
is
know
an
what a Cold War
oxymoron.
is.
There's no fighting in a Cold War.
Right, I know. But they probably have some like special ops do some type of operations and that shit. But it's a video game.
Unless
Like,
it's
who
just
gives
in
a shit?
Russia, and that's what they mean by Cold.
Yeah. But I think we're in a Cold War right now with the Chinese.
Oh yeah, everybody knows we're in a Cold War with the Chinese right now. It's more
It's
of
definitely a Cold War.
a proxy war right now. We just keep on imposing tariffs on each other. But I think this game's gonna be pretty good, assuming that Treyarch knows what they're doing, because they're going back to their
Yeah.
roots with Black Ops 1 in terms of the setting of the game and bringing it to next gen. Because remember that was what was that? Their third title that they bought to Xbox 360, because they had COD
Mhm.
3, they had World at War, and then Black Ops 1 was the game that really put them on the map. Because I remember when World at War came out, a lot of people were still playing COD 4. Like COD 4 was that game. A lot of people were playing that. Halo 3.
Yeah.
Those
I
two
like-
games were dominating in 2007, 2008. So hopefully
Mhm.
Cold War is a really good game.
So like I think it was like maybe after Black Ops 2. Like I just
I'll be
completely
back in
stopped.
a moment.
I just completely stopped playing Call of Duty in general. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't into it, and then it wasn't until like I think Black Ops 4 came out, right? And they were having that battle royale mode. I was like, okay, I'll give it a try, and I actually really enjoyed the Black Ops 4 multiplayer, like the actual like team deathmatch and stuff like that. Like I really enjoyed it. Like, I was doing really good and shit like that in it. So then I got Modern Warfare, or I game shared Modern Warfare with somebody, and the new one that came out, and I absolutely fucking hated it. I didn't like anything like the multiplayer, because it just became everybody just camping with a shotgun and a sniper, and one shot, one kill, and it just became super annoying. I still play Warzone, but since this is Treyarch and since this is another Black Ops game, I'm definitely excited to see what they're gonna bring to the table this time around, and I definitely we'll give this probably a chance, or you know what I mean. Even though Call of Duty hasn't been my thing in a while, but going off of Black Ops 4, I'll give Treyarch another chance with this new Black Ops.
Yeah, they've been very consistent. I don't mind Modern Warfare. I like Modern Warfare a lot. The multiplayer is decent. Even though some of the maps are bad, they added some other maps into the game that made it pretty fun for me. Warzone's really good. I play Warzone a lot with my friends. I just think Treyarch has been very consistent in terms of making a very balanced Call of Duty. Like, yeah, Modern Warfare 2 is very fun. Modern Warfare 3 is very fun for me. But looking at those two games objectively, there were some really broken things inside those games that can ruin the experience for a lot of people. Especially going back and playing those games today in retrospect and looking at how unbalanced those games were relative to like Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 1. Even Black Ops 3. Like, Black Ops 3, in my opinion, is the best jetpack game they ever made. And I like Black Ops 3 a lot. So, going back to Cold War, if they can make this game better than Modern Warfare, that would be a huge hit. But Treyarch games always sell a lot. That's the biggest thing. And this Modern Warfare game is very popular, so we can see what they can do with the multiplayer and see what they can do with the battle royale. I think they're gonna hold off on the battle royale for a little bit though, because
Yeah.
Warzone's still popping. I think Warzone's gonna be very popular for a
Well,
long time.
Warzone
So.
just came out this year.
Yeah, that's the
You
thing.
know?
Like Modern Warfare dropped in 2019 in October, I
Yeah.
believe, and then they dropped Warzone this year. So you can see the same
Yeah.
thing happening with Cold War, depending on how popular Warzone still is after Cold War drops. So we have to wait and see.
So Warzone is a free to play multiplayer. I highly, highly, highly doubt that this new Black Ops is gonna come with a battle royale mode, because they Treyarch or Activision, they're not gonna want to cut into each other like that, right? They're making so much money with free to play. So what will be cool if when Cold War comes out, that potentially Warzone gets updated with maybe like a new map based off of Black Ops. Or I don't even know if they can do that, because you still have Modern Warfare gameplay. You know what I mean? So it's like you're gonna have Modern Warfare, and to me, I prefer the Black Ops gameplay over the Modern Warfare play. So I don't know. We'll see. Hello.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
is
I'm
that
reading.
quiet?
No, my bad. I'm reading Smooth. Anyway. Yeah. But I don't know, man. Look, Street Fighter 6 coming to Xbox. I believe it. That's why I brought that up. But right now, I just want to say, can't nobody see me in Street Fighter 4.
You
I'm a
said Street Fighter
beast.
4? What's up, man?
Killer
You trying to play me? You
Instinct.
trying to play me 1-on-1?
Killer Instinct, Street Fighter 4. We can start streaming tonight. Whatever y'all want to do, man.
Cause I got Street Fighter on PlayStation. I got Street Fighter on Xbox. Let me know. You can get it how you want it, like Floyd said. You can get it how you want it.
You got 4 on PlayStation?
I got 4 on PlayStation because it's on PlayStation. Now I got 4 on Xbox. Like, come on. Let me know.
I'm gonna see you on the Xbox more because I gotta. Yeah, this is what I wanted to talk about again: a fight stick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do people play with fight sticks?
The nerds do.
Nerds.
Yeah.
That's the best. That's the best way to play a fighting game.
I'm not gonna lie. It definitely
Like,
is.
what are you talking about?
And the
No,
arcade
hold on,
stick,
hold on.
but
Can I get an amen on this?
I mean,
Like,
hold on.
Fight stick is where it's at, though, Dope Boy. See, Dope Boy. Hold on, Chris. Let me put Dope Boy in his shoes right now. You
What's
know
up?
what I mean? See, Dope Boy started playing fighting games
One.
on a PlayStation 2.
No, I didn't. That's a lie.
So what system was it?
All right,
Just tell me what system was.
So
and let me finish
before
my
I played
rant.
PS2, right? I played Dreamcast and PS1.
So which one was it first?
had-
Where you put?
I had Tekken. What was it? Tekken 2. I
It was
think
on
PlayStation
Dreamcast
1.
or PlayStation 2.
No, I had both.
It wasn't PlayStation 1.
No.
You was
I
only
played,
like 8.
I played Soul Calibur on Dreamcast because I had both, right? Now,
So it was Dreamcast.
no, I played it on Dreamcast and then I played Tekken on PlayStation 1. I had those two consoles, or I played those two consoles before I played PS2. Mind you, I'm a kid, I'm a youngin, so I don't even know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, I used to
But I
practice on you. It
but-
was online. Yo,
No, you
hold
ain't
up.
practice on me because I didn't even have online at the time. What you mean?
Oh, okay. You had a Dreamcast?
Yeah, I had a Dreamcast.
Hold up, man.
The only system I
See, this
never
is what
had
I'm talking about.
was that any
So
of
you
those.
was the hold on, maybe you was the kid that they gave the joystick to, and you was just sitting there, your head was shaking, and you.
No.
They gave him the-
I was
they gave him the controller.
I was the kid on Halo 3 and Call of
They
Duty
gave him the
4 destroying everybody. That's the kid I was.
They gave him the
Nah,
second controller
fam.
that was unplugged. to seem like
Word.
he was playing.
Yo, listen, man.
Nah,
That's
nah,
a,
I'm
That's
playing.
people
No,
that
you don't want
okay.
to
So
work in any of those games.
the whole thing with fight sticks, I know a couple people who play on fight sticks, and they actually say that they definitely prefer, like, that to them the fight stick definitely feels more comfortable, or like more, not more comfortable, but more like precise and stuff like that with fighting games and stuff like that. The only thing is, some people would try to say like a fight stick will make you better. No, that's not true, because I've seen plenty of times in tournaments. I've seen people with freaking Xbox 360 controllers beat people with fight sticks. It all comes down to the skill of the player. A fight stick is not going to make you better at a fighting game. You know what I mean?
It depends, man. It depends
I
on the player.
don't
But
know.
you're right. I did see players on
It
D-pads
doesn't
play the
depend,
game,
because
watch people.
if you shit on the controller, the fight stick isn't gonna improve you that much. As a matter of fact, it might make
No,
you
that's
worse,
true.
because you're gonna have to, like, you're gonna have to use your muscle memories and all that stuff to adapt to this new play style or anything like that, right? Like, you see Sonic Fox, right? Who's like the number one fighting game player in the world in multiple fighting games. He doesn't
Yep.
use a fight stick at all. He uses a controller. He uses a standard controller. He doesn't even use like a special controller. He uses a standard controller. All comes down to the skill of the players, not the control.
I mean, it's situational. It also depends on comfort as well. Because remember on 360, the D-pad on the 360 was my biggest criticism of that. Like, the D-pad was pretty
Yo,
bad. You can't really get off some of the moves that you wanted to get off on that D-pad. Then somebody can get a fight stick, and they can pull
bro,
off more moves on that, or an arcade stick.
we're
Like,
not
somebody
about to
might
do the
be,
D-pad thing.
some people might be used to an arcade stick more than the actual controller itself, and get on the arcade stick and be nasty on the arcade stick because they've been playing that for years. So that's another thing. Even like on first-person shooters, like, there's a lot of people that don't know how to play claw on a controller, but they know how to play on the scuff or something like that, and they're way better with their gameplay on the scuff or on the or what you call it, like a regular controller. It depends on the player, so it's preference, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. No, controllers can make it more like it can make it more comfortable. So it can give you like a slight performance boost, like some certain controllers or whatever. But it still comes down to like players, because a shit player, like, if he gets to like a badass controller, like, he's still gonna be a shit player. You know what I mean? Like, so if you're a really
Yo,
good player, then a better controller could, kind of boost,
it depends
your
on
skills.
the stick you get. Like, some of them are pretty good and some of them not.
Yeah.
And then you, like, sometimes I'm better with the fight stick. Like with Killer Instinct, I'm better with the fight stick, and then with Mortal Kombat, I'm probably better off with the controller. And I don't understand that, but that's
No,
pretty much
I
how
know
it
why.
is.
Because Mortal Kombat is specifically built for controller, like for controller
Yeah,
in mind. You know
that's
what I
what I
mean?
thought, because they had a special controller just for Mortal Kombat, and I didn't know. Like, I was playing with the fight stick, and I'm like, yo, something
Yeah,
just ain't right.
I watch
Like,
like my favorite YouTuber, or my favorite content creator is Maximilian,
yeah,
dude,
he
and
did see the truth.
he's a huge, like, he's a fighting game enthusiast, and he plays a lot of fighting games with fight sticks. Play Marvel, Street Fighter, all those games with fight sticks. But when it comes to NetherRealm games, Mortal Kombat, and Justice, he only plays those with a controller, because he says those games feel better with the controller than the fight stick.
Yeah. Especially with the movement and how it plays.
Yeah,
So that's definitely a real thing for certain players. It all depends on the kind of player you are and like what you like playing on. Like for me, I like to play my first person shooters on keyboard and mouse now. I just feel way better playing those kind of games on my keyboard and mouse because of my movement and how I feel with my aim on that versus playing the controller, because I feel so restricted in terms of my range of my aim and how fast I can react to certain things. So I don't know. It all depends on the player. I know people that still play on controller on PC instead of playing on keyboard and mouse. So there's a lot of different things. I mean, other than that, what you guys been playing though?
well, the latest Apex Legends update
Um,
is out, so I've been
so
playing that.
I started the Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 1. I only got a very few hours, and that's a long Japanese RPG. But so far, from the little bit I played. But I got back. Well, I'm getting back into, and I'm building my character up right now. I'm getting back into Dark Souls 3 PvP, right? And I'm a fucking beast at Dark Souls PvP. So if anybody want to, you know what I mean, you want to run it, or you want to do gang squads, right? You want to team up and fight other people and shit like that online. Let me know on PlayStation, man, because Dark Souls PvP is so fun. And it is highly rated PvP, and it actually takes skills, right? It's actually skill-based PvP, right? And on a lot of there's some bullshit, right? To do with like whoever has a certain equipment or whatever, but you can have the best equipment in the world. If you're a shitty player, you're gonna lose somebody that barely has like any, you know what I mean, any of the like the best equipment in the game.
Yo, did
But
you
yeah,
ever play
I'm
For
getting back
Honor?
in. No, I never tried For Honor, but I had For Honor. Like it was free on PS, so I have it in my library. I just never played it. But
Okay.
the reason why I'm getting back is not only because like when I said I was like I was like a pro at Dark Souls PvP, like, but it's because Demon Souls is also gonna come out, right? And so when Demon Souls come out,
I'll make sure I get
I
it
wanna-
just to smash your ass.
Yeah, I want to get back into
you.
like
You
Souls
really ain't
PvP.
that nice. Cause I ain't
Nah,
hit nobody.
You ain't never played Dark Souls PvP. You ain't about that life.
Yeah, I ain't about that life.
Yeah.
I'm mad at that.
It's like
I'm
a
mad
fighting
at-
game, though.
Nah, I know.
It plays like a fighting game.
No, I like which one you talking about, like specifically, like 3 or Bloodborne?
No. I played every single Souls games PvP, Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, and even Bloodborne.
Okay.
The thing about Bloodborne is I love Bloodborne. I love the gameplay of it and everything like that.
Yeah, it's a
The
good
thing
game.
about the thing about the PvP, when it comes to the PvP, Bloodborne lacks a lot of variety builds compared to Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Like Dark Souls has way more build variety and way more like sorceries
Which
and
Dark
stuff
Souls?
that you can.
Which one?
All of them.
Oh
All of them.
shit!
Yeah, no,
Dang.
even Dark Souls 1 had more variety builds than Bloodborne. So to me,
Okay.
like I
All
never
right,
really
this
got
is-
into Bloodborne PvP, but all of the Souls games, because you can make like 30 different builds in Dark Souls, and Bloodborne you can probably make like 10 different. Depending on it. But I don't know. I haven't played Bloodborne PvP in a long time, but when it comes to Dark Souls, you can do a strength build, a dex build, a quality build, a pyro build, a sorcery build, a faith build. You can do hybrid builds, and depending on how you build your character, and there's so many different unique type of weapons and weapon arts and all that shit. Yeah, so it's a lot more variety when it comes to PvP and the Dark Souls game compared to Bloodborne. But it's super fun.
Speaking of Souls, remember Mortal Shell? Mortal Shell actually dropped yesterday. That's a game I gotta try right there because a lot of people are
Mortal
praising Mortal
Shell,
Shell.
yeah.
Mortal Shell
I
looks like a
seen-
really
Yeah.
good game.
It's
I
that
seen
Souls game.
Eric. I watch who I initially watched play
Erica?
that was Erica.
Mhm.
I like Erica, but she played that game. You know what I mean? And it looked pretty good.
Yeah, a lot of people are
convinced-
Yeah,
saying
she's
saying
real
good
into
things
Souls
about
games.
that.
Yeah,
Mortal Shell
she
dropped
ain't
yesterday,
cool.
so I definitely got to pick it up. I don't know. I might get some people triggered, but I might pick it up on the Epic Game Sales on store. So yeah.
What's
Yeah.
up with the Series X and the Xbox guy you supposed to be, man? What's up with that, man?
But
You know what I
I'm
mean?
still getting Series X.
Because you know the weapon wheel, they looking for an Xbox guy, man. We need you out here.
I mean, am I supposed to like cap
No,
for the
yeah.
Xbox, or do you want me to like?
I don't
Yeah,
know,
they,
man.
they want smooth back. But here's the thing: was like,
I mean, because
Look
I
at-
could
Nah, I
I could back up
understand
smooth.
that.
No, I
hold
could
on,
back
people
up smooth.
are like,
But
oh, it's unbalanced. It's unbalanced on the, but it's really not because there's two Xbox guys.
who's
already.
It's
who's
not two
no,
Xbox
who's-
guys.
Yes.
Hold on. This
Who's the
is
other
why I'm
Xbox
here.
guy?
You have
No.
Smooth. You have Jimmy
Hold
B
on.
Gaming.
I'm gonna have to hit you up, man. I've been going back and forth with Jimmy B Gaming back in the Bang Bang group and Zaire group. That's why I found out about this community, right? I used to go back and forth with Jimmy, and he was a PC guy.
Oh.
He used to try to convert me to PC all the time.
Oh man.
But I like Jimmy though. He's cool. He can say it. He ain't gotta hide it. Like I don't know why he hiding it. Like why he hiding his piece. You know, he used to be convert. He's Morpheus, and he trying to show me the way and all this. Like, you know what I mean? He was like 60 frames per second is shit and PC Master Race. That's where I know Jimmy from. You know, if Jimmy a good guy, you know what I mean? I don't know where it come from, but I gotta be honest. You know what I mean? But I said this to a few people and they act like they don't know what I'm talking about. Like,
I don't know.
but
Like I could
no,
definitely
but
pull up, but I'm more honest with my opinions and
no,
my
you ain't
thoughts on
dope.
certain news.
Dope
Like,
boy, be honest, man. Don't you know what I mean? Don't go to Wade, and try to make it seem like it is. But you're a
My
PC
bad.
guy, man.
I'm
You know
not
what I mean?
exclusively on PC though. That's the thing. I play
Yeah, you're
PC,
not
but I'm not exclusively
exclusively,
on
but
PC.
just admit you're a PC guy, man. You all right with it. It's
Listen,
cool.
I like my PC. I love it.
I'm
But
just
but
fucking.
I started off on consoles, and
Yeah.
I will always defer to my consoles.
Nah, and that's cool. That's why I don't understand like when cause me, I embrace like you can call me a pony, you can call me a PlayStation fan, but like that shit don't bother me. I embrace it because yeah, that's my primary platform. That's what I prefer. Like I don't understand when people get bothered like when somebody like you an Xbox. No, I'm not. Like I'm a neutral. I play. No, you're not, bro. Just own who you. And there's nothing wrong. Like yo, there is nothing wrong with being a PlayStation fan
There's nothing
or a
wrong with it.
fanboy.
I
Being an Xbox fanboy, being a PC fanboy. The only time it becomes wrong is when you take it too serious and become toxic with it. That's it.
word.
Or when it comes to the
I
point where
mean,
it's like where your fanboyism completely blinds you from like truths and realities that you start to bend it and shit. Like you know what I mean? Like that's when it becomes a problem. Other than that, own your fanboyism. You Xbox fanboy, own it.
I mean,
You
like
know what I
right,
mean?
it,
Like
it
right, right,
depends on
right.
how you perpetuate yourself as well, because there's definitely a lot of people on like Twitter and YouTube and stuff like that. They try to be like, oh, this is my honest opinion, but a lot of their personal biases tend to come out, and it's like, what are you trying
yeah,
to do?
yeah.
Because you're reporting on the news, but then you're injecting your own. Like, I understand, like, people want to see what the individual's thoughts are on a particular topic, but then they go too
Mhm.
overboard with it, and it's like, yeah, this and that, me, I try to be honest as possible. Like last week, I was talking about Xbox. Like you can't handle a lot of the like Halo. You can't handle Halo the way you've been handling Halo. Like Halo is a story franchise for your system, and
Mhm.
a lot of people look to Halo to be the best game on your console. And when you treat it the way it's been treated, it's like what are people supposed to expect about your system and how your first parties are going to roll out. So they have a lot of ground to cover in terms of trying to buy back a lot of customers' faith in the platform and in the system. So hopefully they can do that and really nurture those studios over there at Microsoft and bring them up to
That,
be something great.
and that was a
Yeah.
good segue into that though, because I was y'all seen me. I was kind of upset about that shit. You know what I mean? Like the whole Microsoft showing and when they show Halo and everything
And
went
this,
through.
yeah, and this is why I
Yeah, I
respect.
was I was mad about
Yeah,
that. Even though
yeah, you are.
Chris got everything went on that day, so we didn't really get to talk about it like we was about to.
No, but this is one of the reasons why I really like Smooth is my guy. Like I really respect Smooth.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because we know he's an Xbox fanboy. We know he's completely biased, and we know like that his opinion is going to change based on the narrative that that he's biased towards. But he knows this and he owns that, and he's not afraid to admit that. So I have
Right,
no
true.
issues with Smooth being the best spot, being like I don't even have an issue with Smooth when he slams PlayStation. Like I just laugh at it. Like that's Smooth. Like that's who he is, and he owns it. I don't get like some people get upset
Word.
at him and oh you fake, bro. It's like that's just how Smooth is, and that's why I respect him because he actually like he's like yeah I'm the best spot. I'm the Xbox fan. Even though I have a PlayStation and PC, is Xbox ride or die or anything else,
Right.
and I fucks with it. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I dig it. And I roll with it. And it's a lot of us that sit back and be like just tripping off of that shit. But man, Halo Infinite, man, that shit killed. It's done. It's over with.
Yeah, so there's still a chance it can perform pretty well next year, depending on the next showing of it and how serious a lot of these developers take the game. But from what we've seen, like at first there was a lot of hype. Obviously, like there was a lot of anticipation for everybody was looking forward to this title because they led the conference with it. But when you look at it afterwards and you see the deep dive into it, it's like what are you guys doing? Like what was the messaging about? Like you're saying that this is what we had to look forward to. We're very confident in what we have to show, and then you show that. It's like, nah, you can't do that. Like nobody can do that at all. So Hopefully, the next showing of Halo Infinite is pretty good. But you seen what they try to do afterwards? Like they say multiplayer is free, and they're trying to change the perception, but the perception never changed about the game. No matter what they try to do and how much they try to backtrack, is like your game isn't what we expected it to be. You got the world's most powerful console on paper. Everybody knows that. Now you have to leverage that hardware. And the game you expected to leverage that hardware was Halo. And we want to see some more other games like Hellblade 2. We
But
want to
though,
see
boy, we
Everwild.
just want to hear you say it's trash, man. Say it's trash.
I'm not saying it's trash because
Say
listen,
it's trash. That's what we want to hear you say.
Hold on, what you talking about?
Nah, I'm
Halo?
Halo isn't garbage.
No, Halo's trash.
Halo will never be garbage.
kidding.
I
We
would
want to
say
hear you say it's
it
trash,
was
though.
it was not stellar from what I've seen.
Okay.
Like the
Alright.
game can be awesome, but it doesn't look good. That's the biggest thing. Like visually, the assets, it did not look good at all. So
Yeah. I mean,
other than that, like
Yeah.
I won't
It shouldn't
say
be really delayed.
Halo's garbage. I've never played like an absolute garbage Halo, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion. Like I played a lot of Halo games. I played every single Halo game, and not a single one that I played was garbage. Yeah, there was things I didn't
Including
like
Halo
about it.
Wars.
I don't.
Yo,
play, I don't.
stop
Well, first
that.
of all, I don't.
Stop
I
that,
don't.
dope boy.
I don't play Halo
Ain't
Wars.
no one you played was garbage. 4 wasn't
No.
garbage.
4 wasn't
5
garbage.
wasn't
No,
garbage.
4. No, listen. The reason I've said this every time. You can go back to every single podcast you've been on. I said I was really good at Halo 4, but I can
I ain't
understand.
asked you what you was good
No,
at.
no,
I
no,
asked you
no.
was
The reason I'm not saying it's garbage because I had fun on that game because I was fucking immaculate at that game. Now I can see why people think it's garbage, but I don't think it's garbage.
Okay.
Doesn't mean
Alright.
that your opinion isn't valid, but I was good at the game, so I had a lot of fun playing that shit. Not gonna lie to you. I had some Halo 4 gameplay playing in the background as well recently, so y'all can see how I am on Halo 4. Like, I'm really nice at that game. But
Alright.
if people say Halo 4 is garbage, I would not disagree with you. I would just say I had a good time playing that game because I'm nice at it. You know, some people say Halo 5 is garbage. I definitely don't agree with that. You can say the campaign is garbage for sure, yes. But the multiplayer is excellent.
Alright. We cool on that. But yeah, man. Alright, so you think it was garbage,
I don't think Halo Infinite was garbage.
and we think it was garbage.
I
But
thought-
you just damage controlling it.
I'm not damage
And,
control. I'm just saying
we just gonna
Halo
move-
Infinite
No, hold on.
Halo Infinite
Speaking
looked
on
bad.
no, okay. Okay, so like graphically, so yeah, it does have a lot of technical issues, but if people didn't call out all the shit that they seen, right? If majority of the people, of course, you have some people like being like, I don't see nothing. This looks fine to me. But if a lot of people in the industry, a lot of fans, a lot of gamers, even the haters, right? Even the ponies are gonna bash Halo no matter who, right? Like myself.
Damn.
Nah, I'm just fucking around. But imagine if this game launched the way it is, like how it is. Not only that, they also came out and said that they were gonna be releasing this game in piecemeal, meaning that like
Who said that?
Oh, I've seen a lot of rumors about how they were gonna drop the multiplayer first and reserve the campaign for later.
Yeah, that part was a rumor, but I mean,
yeah,
I
but
guess
but,
it was
but hold on,
real.
but can you? You know what I mean? Can you blame anybody for believing that shit's true?
Yeah, I gotta
the
run with
issues-
it. You're right.
Yeah,
I gotta
all the
run.
issues that 343 is
I
currently
gotta
having
run
right
with
now,
it.
and
You're right about that.
stuff like that.
I
So
had
it's
no
like
choice.
it's just like, yo, this to me, honestly, this is the best decision for the game. Like I'm glad that Microsoft and 343 actually care enough to be like, yeah, we probably shouldn't release this shit like this. We should probably work on it more and stuff like that. The only thing is, this takes a huge hit for the launch of the Series X, like a big hit, because now you don't get what you got. You know what I mean? You don't got no big first party.
I mean, you got the
first
medium.
party game.
You got the
You know
medium.
what I mean? The medium, a niche game that barely a lot of people are gonna play. And you know, I know you guys don't say this, but a lot of people make fun of PlayStation games and say, "Oh, these games are 30 FPS, one and done."
But
What do you think the
what
medium is?
what do I say to combat
No,
that?
the
They
medium
sell
ain't
they
30
sell
frames per second.
they sell
though.
Yeah, it
they
is.
sell 10 million copies. Like they sell a
is.
lot. They make their quota in terms of sales.
Yo, Nick Baines, they confirmed that the medium is 30 FPS.
You serious?
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I can
Oh
send you a
man.
link.
Oh yeah. You know what? I do remember that
Yeah,
because they
the medium.
had
That's
the
not a
little
big. Well,
split
okay.
screen, little
And
looking
even
shit.
if it was 60, right? Even if it was 60, the medium is not a big game. The medium is not a
It's
system
not.
seller. The medium
Yeah,
is
Hold
not
it's
a
not
on,
game
hold on,
AAA.
hold
It's
on,
not
hold on.
AAA.
that's
It's
gonna
definitely not
sell
Hold on,
systems.
AAA.
hold up. Where we going with this? What developer said this?
Said what?
That
That's not a system seller.
it's not a big game. It's not a system. Like you start getting cocky over
No,
here. You
no,
start
no.
flexing your
No,
I
muscles.
no, I
no.
know, I know, I
Yeah.
know, I know what he's saying. He's meaning in
No,
terms of like
Nah, I
sales. It's
know
not
what
gonna
he's
be like
saying, but
I'm talking about
a big
sales
game. Yeah.
popularity. Like people are
oh
gonna look
yeah,
at this and
okay.
be like,
I
"Oh,
know what he's.
I gotta
Yeah.
get." No, this is not the game, right? Because we've also got a delay on one of the PlayStation launch
It's a
lineup
new
games,
IP though. It's a new
right? But
IP.
hold on,
What we doing?
we also got a delay on one of the PlayStation, which game that I was really looking for, right? And it does take a hit on the PlayStation 5 launch lineup, and it's Deathloop, right?
Oh
It's
yeah,
Death,
Deathloop did get delayed. That's
yeah,
crazy. Oh, what's good,
Deathloop got,
Salty? We got Salty in here. What's good, Salty's gaming?
yeah.
Yo,
Okay,
yo,
so
drop a like, retweet this
Deathloop got
man.
delayed, right? Deathloop got
Man,
Death,
invite. Wait, salty at.
Deathloop
I
got
don't think
Oh, I
delayed.
Salty
see him.
have access to
No, he
the
don't. I don't
Discord.
know if he does, but let me finish what I'm saying. God damn it, Deathloop got
Finish what you
delayed,
saying.
and does this take a hit on the PS5 launch? Yes, of course.
Yeah, dude.
But the difference is because some people were like, "Whoa, I gotta keep the same energy." Look, that got delayed. The
Nah,
difference
that ain't
is
the same energy.
Deathloop is a third-party game from
Right.
Bethesda, right? And we're talking about a major first-party game. Like Sony still has a major first-party game coming out on launch, and it's
Yeah,
Miles
Spider
Morales.
Man. I don't
You know what
care
I mean?
what nobody say. I'm not gonna sit here and damage control that. This is one thing I'm not gonna do. Spider Man is huge. I don't care if they drop a quarter of a game. Like we can sit here, I can sit here and troll you on it's a standalone
Yeah, it's a
DLC
DLC, five
and all this
dollars.
and
Yeah,
that.
I know, I
It
know.
could be
It's
a
remastered.
nipple of a
Yeah.
game. It could be your grandmama titty of a game. You know what I mean? Like that motherfucker will like just because it's Spider Man, it's gonna sell. Like it is what it is. Like
Oh,
Sony.
you know what? We can get salty in here.
We in
Go in general.
the Planet Xbox
Oh, we
Discord.
can
Yeah,
get them in.
Yeah, but we can go in general.
yeah, we can hop in there.
It depends on him. If he does, I'll hop
Yeah,
in.
he
But
has. Yeah, if he's in there. Oh, Nick already went inside there.
I just clicked on it. Now I know it's gonna be
that's
that
true.
quick.
I jump in general.
All right, let's go.
So yeah, salty. If you want to hop on, you can join PX general. But
Where's Brander
but
at?
yeah,
I
man.
thought he was.
But you know what? It's better for the game, right? Because yeah, it could take the Series X is going to take a hit at launch, right? But hopefully by the time Halo comes out, and if it's actually good, right? Reviews well, and the fans are loving it.
I mean, as
That
long as
the
they
Series
don't
X can
as
bounce
long as
back
they
from
don't
that.
drop it for $600, because I seen that rumor fly around a little bit about that
Ooh,
$600
you know
number.
what? To be honest with you, I've been seeing the rumors, right? The leaks. Alana Pierce mentioned it as well. I still think I still think that people shouldn't jump on that price
Yeah,
yet because
I don't agree either.
I still think Microsoft is still flexible to still save $4.99 for the Series X.
Hmm.
Do you think so? I think
Yeah,
it's really gonna be
yeah,
$5.99, man. That's why they
yeah.
keep on hot chips and things is dropped. We playing all your games from the back in
Yeah.
the day, and
Well, because
it's
what they're
just
gonna say
they
was gonna be
selling it. They
it's
selling
gonna
the
be about the
chips.
value, right? You pay
Yeah,
$600,
that's what
you're gonna have the world's most powerful console, and it's gonna come with Game Pass, right? I'm pretty sure every new Xbox
bro.
Series X owner is gonna have at least 1 month of Game Pass, and then boom, and then you have like a whole library of games that you have access. That's how they can pitch it. But the problem is, there's not too many compelling launch games for the Series X.
But this the thing though, Chris. Like even Bond talk about this shit all the time. Is every generation is new gamers.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, facts.
you hear the same thing you heard when I was one of the first people that adopted Netflix when people wasn't interested. And they was like, yeah, it don't have any good shows or
No.
movies on
Yo,
it.
Nick, you remember Netflix on 360 where you can invite your friends and actually watch the movie
Yeah.
with them? I was
Yeah,
there
but-
back then too, like 2010,
Yeah.
2009.
That was so
Yeah.
corny, but yeah, I remember it.
But my point is, even before that, like you had people that wouldn't even subscribe to it because they wasn't even used to it. They wasn't used to streaming games yet.
No, but
streaming movies.
we seen it back then.
They
like,
wasn't used to it.
You seen how the potential of Netflix and how convenient it was for you, and that a lot of people adopt that because it's access to media instead of you having to wait a certain time to watch a specific program. That was the biggest thing.
That wasn't the initial reason why people was getting Netflix. In the beginning, it was because they was getting it mailed to them.
Well, yeah,
remember
that as
Yeah,
well.
but-
But the streaming
yeah.
came afterwards.
Yeah, the
and
streaming
then the streaming took over.
Because I'm
That's
talking
what I'm
about, I'm
saying.
talking about the 2009 to 2011, where streaming
Right.
really picked up, and they invested a lot into making sure that people can stream it. You know, similar to how Game Pass is right now, where they're investing a lot into making sure that people have access to it. Because
Mhm.
you know, yeah, we can spend 60 on this game, but we can just get
Well,
it right here. Like Flight Simulator, Flight Simulator is actually popping on PC right now because a lot of people just have access to it now. If you spent 60
Well,
in
they've
that
been
game,
fans of it.
or you're spending money on that game on Steam, I don't know what you're doing when you can just get the game for like
Bro.
what, $15 a month.
Bro, but the people that play Flight Simulator, they get the
We got
way
Salty in
people
the
get
Discord. What's good, bro?
their pilot licenses, they get instruments, like a certain instrument, like license, a certificate or some shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like,
and then
my homeboy used to
you also gotta. Okay, so the thing with Netflix is like, yeah, once they started doing the streaming thing, and they added it to the consoles. Once they added it to like the PS3, Wii, and the 360,
Yeah.
that's when it like really took off, because that's what like
right.
those were like not the only devices, but those were like the more accessible devices that people had at the time that could stream Netflix. But now, since smart TVs, right, and then Netflix is already pre-installed on like your phone, your TV, and everything else, right? There's no need for consoles for and that's one of the reasons why the Xbox One heard it, because the Xbox One wanted to be that all-in-one media with your apps and the TV apps and stuff like that. But it was coming out at the same time where smart TVs were taking over, and you already have all those apps on your that you had on your Xbox were already on your TV, so you didn't need a console for it.
yeah.
Yo, what's up, Salty? What's up?
Yo. Lots to say, man. How
What's
doing?
good, man?
Chilling, dude. Just had a burger, man. I don't know if you guys got this place.
Just had
But
a
it's called
burger.
Freddy's.
burger?
It's like a custard place. Really
Oh
good,
yeah,
really good.
no, we have Freddy's over here in Texas.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
really good. Has like fry sauce and stuff. Anyway, that's not the point here. The point is, I'm trying to understand if Metacritic matters or not. Did you guys go over that? Like,
Yeah, we
2
talked
days?
about it in the pre-podcast.
Yeah.
No. Because okay, so when a game gets a low score on Metacritic, it don't matter at all.
Yeah,
But when it gets
yeah.
a high score, it 100% matters. You know that,
So-
Salty.
Yeah. So it was 2 days ago that Flight Simulator got the score, right? And everybody was on the top of the world. I'm just trying to understand where we've come from 2013, right? I'm trying to figure out, because Flight Simulator, would you guys say that that's a game, or where are you guys at with that? Like, some people don't consider simulators like that game. Like,
Is it a video game? Nah,
know?
not really.
Uh,
I don't.
you know where
consider-
else? Go ahead.
It,
Go ahead.
depen-
You
it
tell your
depends,
thing.
man, because they're similar. Okay, so like Gran Turismo 7 and Forza, right? Those are technically car simulators, but to me, it's like you could still,
Enjoy it.
you could still do wacky stuff.
Mhm.
In those games, right? Like if you're playing online, you can crash into people, so you can still do video gamey stuff, right? So I still consider it a video game. The thing with Flight Simulator is like strictly simulation. Like you can't fuck around. Like
Yeah.
you have to, like everything has
Yeah.
to be on point. Like your altitude. You got to check the wind. I don't know how it goes, but I would imagine since it's a flight simulator, and probably like the most right. Well, it is right. It's the most advanced flight simulator in the world currently right now. So I'm pretty sure it's like there's a lot of like technical aspects to it when it comes to simulation. So do I consider it a game? Like, no, not a traditional game. It's a simulation. It's just like when I used to be in the army, right? We used to do certain simulations. Was like our rifles and stuff like that. Was like virtual and stuff like that. But they weren't really video games. They were just simulators. You know what I mean?
So, taking all that into account, I'm just trying to understand where people are coming at because obviously Metacritic doesn't matter when it's convenient, and then when it's good, like when it's good for you, then it would be Metacritic would matter. But I'm still trying to grasp my thought process behind the fact that people are capping for Flight Simulator when it's a PC title at this point and it's a simulation. It's not even, I mean, it was made by Microsoft Studios with Asobo, which is a third party help or whatever. But all these people that said Metacritic doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. I could have screenshots for days for this stuff,
Well,
right? Metacritic's
they do that
broken, it
because it's
doesn't work,
convenient. It's
Yeah.
like Chris said,
So
they do it when it's convenient. Here's my thing about Metacritic. Metacritic isn't horrible. I think it's okay because you have a lot of different publications that submit their reviews to Metacritic, then they take the average of all those scores. And you can really see who's a good publication and who knows how to review games and who doesn't, right? On top of the fact that you have user scores, and then you can go to those individual publications and see how they rated that game, right? So Metacritic for me isn't the end all be all because you see those reviews, you see user scores, but at the end of the day, you have to play the game for yourself and see how you enjoy it.
well, you've seen people online. I won't mention names, but they'll say, "Well, this is the first time Xbox has had two 90 plus rated games in the same year." And it's at the same time you look at that and they're like, "Well, this is where you can see progress with the company." But at the same time, you ask yourself, "Well, what games were those?" It was Ori, right? Is that a first
Mhm.
party studio? It's not, right? And
No.
eventually that will be multiplat. And then you have a flight simulator, which is a simulator in all reality. If you rewinded time and you ask people, just you hook them up to a lie detector test, right? You give them the serum. How many people would actually tell you that they gave two shits about a simulator, right? A flight simulator, to be exact,
No,
right? A
well,
very low percentage, right?
here's the thing, right? A lot of them are going to expose or even have exposed to some people that are capping for this game don't even have a PC to play it, right? And this is a very
Exactly.
demanding game. Not only that, a lot of the these guys who have the Xbox and the PC who are capping for this games, they're gonna play this on Game Pass, and they're not gonna put more than 10 hours into it, and they're gonna drop it.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
already see it.
that's the problem that I have, because if you're looking at real direction for the company, well, I number one have a problem with Phil Spencer saying exclusives are anti-gamer, anti-consumer, and then he turns around and then Gears Tactics is held off the Xbox, right? It's a PC exclusive for a certain amount of time, and then we're seeing the same thing with Flight Simulator. It's a PC exclusive until it goes to Xbox, if it does, because I put these in videos and people are like, "Oh, it's coming to Xbox," and I'm like, "You know how many times Phil Spencer says stuff and it doesn't actually happen?" So that's the
But you
problem,
know it's
because
coming to Xbox. Though,
I
right?
understand that, but
Yeah, it's coming to the Series X.
these PC guys are getting the prime time treatment, right? The first class
Mhm.
treatment.
Yeah,
And
they
that's
are.
the issue that's
That's
the issue that I have,
fucked up.
because your console guys are what made you for the gaming, right?
But you PC now though, salty. You can't be both ways, bro. This is what you can't do. You said fuck that Xbox and you buying a PC, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's it.
No,
Like,
no, no, no. But it goes
no,
to it goes to my
hold
question.
up,
Wait,
hold
wait,
up,
wait, wait.
hold up.
All right, go ahead, go ahead.
Hold up. Let me finish.
Yo, what's going on there?
I'm
What's
not
good,
being.
boss?
I'm just saying. I'm trying to get this correct because
Who's that?
I was
Oh,
the
that's-
one. I used to like Nintendo a lot, right? Until when they gave up on the big third party games, I was really upset. But I moved on. I didn't like go out and I don't know what's going on, bro. Like
No,
I just moved on.
I'll explain to you my situation,
Just
because
So let me know.
got into doing content creation because I'm a gamer. I'm passionate about it. I don't have
Okay.
limits when it comes to where I play my shit. I'll play on mobile. There's lots of people that talk shit on that. Like if there's a game, I'll play it on anything. If it's on a toaster and I can have fun with it, I'm a gamer, so I'll play it on there. Now, do I have preference of where I play right now? Yeah, it's for PlayStation. But the industry in a whole, when I see bullshit going on, I'm going to call it out. That's just the way it is. So even though I'm moving towards the PC platform for Xbox, it doesn't mean I can't comment on the dumb shit they're doing, because I do have friends that are still in the ecosystem. For some reason, it is what it is. They're getting shafted. So if I feel like they're getting shafted, I'll talk about it, because that's what we do, right?
Right. We talk about
It's
it.
I'm still getting better value on PC Game Pass, but at the same time, if Nintendo does some dumb shit or PlayStation, you got to call them out because it affects the industry. Like there's all kinds of copycats in the industry. So if EA does some bullshit and they start getting away with it, people are going to copy that, or Xbox or this and that. So I see these trends with Xbox, and I don't want that to bleed into what PlayStations are doing. You know what I'm saying? Because if people allow that, then eventually it's just going to be acceptable. That's why I do what I do, right?
Yo,
If that makes
and
sense.
this, like, I don't disagree with you. I agree. You know what I mean? Like, you got every right to do that. But
Mhm.
let's think about this, because you've been an Xbox guy longer than probably me. I don't know.
Yeah, I got
So
ground level.
okay, so they've been always trying to put a foot in this PC what can I say, industry or
Ecosystem,
ecosystem, right?
yeah.
And they
Yeah.
finally got a chance. And you know what? I feel the same way that Nintendo did me once they understood that they couldn't go toe to toe with PlayStation. It was this.
Mhm.
I'm saying this exact same thing. I don't know if you're looking at it the same way, but
No,
this is the same thing. Like
I
when
mean,
Nintendo found out they couldn't go toe to toe with Sony, they found their lane in the industry and stuck with it. And this is how I'm looking at it. I'm like you. I'm like, damn, like what the fuck is Microsoft doing? But when I look at it, Microsoft always was trying to get their foot in this side of the pot or whatever you want to
I
call
mean,
it. I don't know.
they said
You
it.
can
They said
set me
it
straight if
in.
you
They
no.
said it
Well,
on the
here's
Xbox generation. They said that we want Windows in the living room. They tried it. They
well
yeah.
failed.
we've seen it.
Now they're trying to bridge the Xbox brand onto PC because they try to
But
bridge Windows over to Xbox and it never
right,
worked. Now
I get that.
they're
But what
doing the reverse of
I'm
it.
saying is they actually did it, and they're still trying to, and now they're successful with it. So I'm looking at
Well,
it
you just
like, oh well, like I just move on. Like that's how I'm looking at it.
Only thing
yeah.
is that
I
when you do that, you have to maintain the Xbox brand, right? Your loyal
Oh
customers on the Xbox console, right? Because yes, you can put your games on PC, you can do all that, right? But
yeah,
when it becomes a question of should I upgrade my PC or buy an Xbox Series X? That's a really debatable question
that's
because
a
it's
lot
like
of money though. Like that's the thing.
it
But I mean, you
depends.
do get
It
free
depends.
online.
It
You do get free
depends
online,
because
but you got a lot of cheaters.
no,
Like we got to think about these
no. Here's
things.
my thing because
Like I mean,
You're not gonna experience
you
that
don't
many
need
cheaters every
the
game.
I
high
play multiplayer games. Like I'm
All right.
really good
So
at
the
you
multiplayer
cheat
games.
you
the
Oh,
don't need
cheater.
the highest end.
I play multiplayer games all the time. People like they exacerbate cheaters. Like you'll maybe see a cheater one in every 20 multiplayer games of basically any game you play. 1 in 20 games.
Bless
I'd
Red.
rather
Bless
have the
Wow,
better
How
Bless
about
experience.
you?
I'd
Red.
rather
No,
have the
how
better
about you tell them
experience.
about how many games have anti cheat built into it already?
Right,
Well,
like
well, well,
they
no, or no. Well, that's not
it's
even a
way
problem because
different.
wait, that's not even a problem because people can literally get past anti-cheat.
Yeah, but
So I'm not even gonna bring that up
if
because
you
people
get
get past
past
anti-cheat
no,
all the
if you
time.
get past
I
anti
want
cheat, you
Saucy
still
to
get
respond to
reported.
what us.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So
Yeah,
about
you can
PC
still get
players,
reported, but
if you're a PC player, right? The biggest question is why would I get an Xbox Series X if I can get the same game in my PC, but then I can get a PS5 and get unique
Because
games on there that I cannot get
right.
on my PC for many years? Now that's a serious
Mm-hmm.
question because right now every game that's coming to Game Pass is coming to Xbox for the most part. So if you're getting it on your PC, why am I going to get an Xbox Series X? That's a serious
all
question
right.
for a lot of PC players, right?
That's
But then you have a lot of people who
that's
just
a no brainer though.
there's a
If
lot of
you're a PC gamer, it's no need for you to buy an Xbox.
yeah, but there's a lot of casuals, right? And some people made
so
a good point. I talked to a lot
Yeah.
of people about this, right? There's a lot of people. The majority of gamers are in the living room. They sit down on their couch,
Um
they play their game, they hook it up to the TV. That's it, right? So that's a bit of the balance right there to my argument is the fact that a lot of people are casuals. They don't even have PCs to begin with. They don't even game on PC.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
Oh,
so
I,
to answer Nick's question. So
yeah.
basically so with the Nintendo situation, you saw they basically found out who they were,
Right.
and they settled on an identity, right? They're like, we can't compete with PlayStation on that level, so we're gonna
You
do
get
our
where
own
I'm
thing.
coming from. Good.
I understand
Good.
what you're saying, but can you honestly say that you know what 100% what Xbox's plans are for the next? I don't know,
Yeah, they've been
3
saying
years?
it for like the last 3 years. They've been saying
say a
that they've
lot of-
done with generations.
They
Like
say a lot of things though, right? Would you
yeah,
agree
but
with
when
that,
you
Phil Spencer
and
would?
yeah, but me and you know we're pretty older than like Dope Boy Jay.
Yeah.
So we read in between lines, like as far as with business going. And they've been pretty consistent on the no generation thing. They even put their games on PC. Like they
they're not
on
they're not
PC.
consistent. They're not consistent on that.
On putting their games on
Yo,
PC.
Nick,
Hold on.
They're not
hold on.
executing on
Hold on.
their
Yeah, they're
actual
not
plan.
consistent on PR. I'm sorry. I gotta be clear.
Okay, I thought you were saying that they
the-
were
the-
consistent.
all right,
They're
so
not.
leaving
Yeah.
people behind was their messaging. That got
No.
scrapped. That got scrapped, right?
No,
They're
it didn't get
supporting the-
scrapped. It didn't get scrapped. You didn't know. What y'all did is we all into the fanboy thing and we just jump on everything so we don't look at it. What they said was they said they still gonna support the Xbox One X and the
for up to
S.
2 years.
Support
Yeah.
is not support does not mean produce.
I
Because
have-
they
I-
all
But
It's-
what were they?
We're
they
not
were
saying that they're-
hold on,
they're-
They were saying that
they said they was gonna
that-
still support it. They
no,
didn't
but
say
they were
they was
saying
gonna
that
still make
that
the
a lot of these
consoles.
games.
Yeah,
that
that's not the
came out-
problem. That's not what we're talking
Oh,
about.
okay.
Yeah, they
All right,
said
let me
that
hear
a
what
lot
y'all
of these
say.
That's not the
games that
point.
came out with the
All right,
first
so-
2 years of the Xbox Series X were also going to be tied to the Xbox One hardware.
Right.
Completely backtracked on that now because
What they say? What they say?
We've been saying
Tell me what they said.
We've been saying this for
I'll
the
pull up
longest
quote,
time.
dude.
We've been saying this for the longest time that they got to cut down the fucking the
I agree.
weak ass 2013 hardware and just move on with next generation.
No, I
because,
agree,
because
but
the games are gonna have trouble development, and we're seeing that
No.
right now.
yeah, I said it. I said they need
And-
to cancel that shit.
and
like
Nick-
they need to cancel the Xbox One version.
And Nick,
I said
the thing is though, it's like they say that they're going to support. They say that they're going to support the Xbox One for the next 2 years, and then they show a bunch of games that aren't going to be that are first party that are most likely not going to be in the 2-year fucking window.
All right, so I
right.
got a
So
quote.
what
it's
does
like-
that mean?
so-
what does that
So
mean?
it's
I got a quote.
disingenuous.
It's gonna be
very
dry for 2 years.
disingenuous. as a
yeah, it is
company.
disingenuous. That's
They're
business.
not being
Like-
consistent. They're like it's not
So-
being it's not consistent.
Well,
Basically,
okay.
it's
so
not being-
hold on.
Here,
Salty, I'm gonna let you go.
from Matt
Salty, let me
Booty.
let you go. But
All
since
right,
he
so-
said that, Sony said Jim Ryan said that he don't care about old games.
Old
But
games,
now
yeah.
he right. So
Oh, they're not being
we not
consistent.
going.
Hold
And
on.
the-
And
but
that-
here's the
so
thing,
now
like-
Salty
like-
finished.
Wait,
Like
can I
Sony's
I
done
got
the
the
same
chat.
shit.
I got the
Hold
chat.
on,
I got the
real quick.
chat. No, I got the chat really
Go
quick.
ahead.
Rockman said the hardware is not the issue. You can replay the game on your phone. No, you're streaming the game from the phone. So Microsoft has hardware. They have
My
servers
bad,
that are just
Salty.
as powerful as the
It's
Xbox Series X that they're hosting the games on, right? And you can play it on your phone. You're not like the game isn't directly installed on your phone. You're just streaming
Yeah,
it.
it's xCloud.
Yeah, it's
You're
xCloud.
streaming
You're
it
streaming
through
the game
xCloud.
to your phone.
Through the console.
Wait.
But hold on, real
Go
quick.
ahead.
But
Here's
okay,
the
the thing
deal.
with Jim Wright. Hold on, the thing with Jim Wright. Listen, Sony says some
You can't
flip
damage
flop.
control it.
No, Sony says flip flop shit too. Absolutely, they do. But the thing
not how much.
is exactly they don't do it as often.
I don't
as
give a
Microsoft.
fuck how much you
No,
do
but
it,
listen,
bro. Like,
And
yo,
it's
I'm
with
gonna
Jim Ryan.
call
Hold
it.
on. But you're talking about backwards compatibility now because it's backwards compatible with the PlayStation 4 game. But when Jim Ryan made that statement, you got to look at the context. He was talking about when he saw somebody, right, in 2017, whatever year it was when he said that, was playing the original Gran Turismo and said, why would anybody want to play this shit? He wasn't talking
Yo,
about
why
like,
would he
the
say
PS4.
that? Why would he say that about a gym? Like the current
But that's
state
his
of
opinion. But okay,
but
that's
the
his
current
opinion.
state-
That's his opinion, though.
at
That's his
that
opinion.
point, because at that point was no Gran Turismo out. Like the shit was garbage. The last one that came out flopped. So let's not even go there. That's why they was playing.
Yeah, but
it.
there's other. Oh, no. But there's
Yo,
other
bro,
car
stop
simulation
it.
racing games
All right.
that have taken the place
let's-
of Gran
let's-
Turismo.
Okay,
All right, so
that's an opinion. That's
I have the
salty.
quote.
Go
I
ahead.
have the
And
quote
what
here
you
from
and
Matt
what Brian
Booty,
said was an
right?
opinion as well. Go ahead.
All right, so Matt Booty
I like
back in
that.
January, right? This is talking about. This is why I'm telling you guys they say stuff and they don't. I don't know if it's planning, which is it's just poor leadership. Okay, so they talked about this. Hey, we're going to support stuff, right? And you said it's some of the things, but that's not what Booty said. This is an exact quote, all right?
Booty.
It says as our content comes out over the next the next year or 2 years, all of our games. Underline that, right? All of our games, sort of like PC, will play up and down that family of devices. That's pretty clear, right? All.
Yeah, it's
I
clear.
mean, he doesn't say some or
Right.
the ones we choose. So they're making these statements and setting expectations, and then it doesn't take literally a couple weeks or months, and they're already having to retract. That's why I'm saying, do you guys have faith in this? Hey, yeah. Consoles are important to us. Consoles will be supported. It's like, well, they're being supported now because it benefits you. But what happens when it doesn't benefit you, right? Because we're already seeing trends towards, hey, we're gonna treat PC like first class citizens. We're putting our games there first, and all this other shit. If you really cared about consoles, you treat them like first class citizens. That's where I call bullshit, because all this messaging, no matter what they say, it could the next day they could change whatever they said and throw it out the window. You know what I'm saying? So that's the problem. If their identity lied in the console like PlayStation, because right now PlayStation, their identity is the console space. They're not dropping their shit day one in PC or on mobile phones or this and that, right? So their identity is still in console, so they treat it like first class. Now Xbox, that's not the same thing, because you can play anywhere. They're telling you don't have to upgrade. The messaging is the issue, right? So as a console gamer, if that's what you are, how can you have faith that 3 or 4 years down the line your purchase will still be valid? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
Purchasing what? The
I'm
games?
just gonna
your
say
console, your console, right?
Oh, okay.
I just want to say one thing. I ain't gonna hold you, but
Yeah,
Flight
right.
Simulator is not running on a base Xbox One. It's not running on any current
Well,
gen console.
we knew that.
So
that
why
shit
would
is
they-
that shit
No,
is
we knew
cheap.
that. Yeah, we knew
I
that.
got you.
We know
Yeah.
that.
I think it's gonna
Or-
lock that. I think the game is gonna run at a locked
Bless
frame
Red.
rate.
You really
on,
think we playing that shit?
it's gonna be
Ain't
at 30
nobody
FPS
here.
on
No.
Series X. It's probably gonna run
No.
at some like checkerboarding resolution on Series X as well. I guarantee you.
Yeah, I'm not saying that if you're gonna play it or not. I'm saying that it's not gonna fucking run. Like it should be
Oh,
a
yeah.
15
Yeah, that
FPS because
shit is
it's
that shit
CPU
breaking
it's
people.
CPU
Yeah.
intensive
You
as
said
fuck.
you said 15 FPS. That's just not even gonna run on that base Xbox One.
Yeah,
at
it
all.
may be like 2 FPS.
Did you
I
see?
like
I
Did you
think
see the
FC
minimum? Did you
Violence
see the
said it
minimum
broke
specs of that game?
It
Like
crashed this
it's-
Yeah, the
computer,
minimum-
That's what I'm
but-
saying. Even this game, like with the high end graphics card with like a 2080, 1080, or whatever, it's
Word.
still not running at like the optimal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the optimal.
Yeah,
level.
Alex from Digital Foundry, he has a 3900X. He was CPU bound. He turned down the resolution to 900p, still like 1080p. He was still
Yeah.
CPU bound.
Yep.
Like that game is CPU intensive. That Jaguar in the Xbox,
Yeah, it's
that
done
shit would
so.
explode.
I
That
see
shit would
somebody
literally
running it on
explode.
the i9 in the 1080 Ti, 4K
And it
maxed out.
was probably CPU fucking bottleneck too.
Yeah, because it's so much stuff being rendered out in the distance as well. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like you're not only running just your GPU, it's your GPU and your CPU. Like I have to run that game and see the utilization. Like I'm definitely gonna benchmark that game, see how it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
Salty, I got a question for you though, man. So you think what you like from what you said, right? So you think
Yeah,
that Phil Spencer need to be fired? Like everybody else?
I think he's no. So all right, there's plenty of examples of why he needs to go. The first
Right.
example, if I was a person from the outside, just a business perspective, his
Mhm.
eye for video games, right? What he's supposed to be in charge of
Mhm.
quality control sucks ass. All right.
He's what ho, back up.
Facts.
Back up. How long he been in
I agree.
control of
He's
quality
been in there for a
control?
long ass time.
No.
He was a
That's not the
developer,
question I'm asking you. I'm asking
Okay.
you how
When was he hired?
long. No, how
Promoted.
long was he in control of quality control?
Are you talking about because he's had different roles, right? He got promoted
Yeah.
to the
Well,
head
Matt
of
Booty.
Xbox and stuff.
Matt Booty is now in the control that he was in when
So
he was in the
who's-
360
What's
area.
good, Jazz? I see you in
Alright.
the chat, bro.
So that's why I'm
who's
asking.
Who's Matt Booty's boss?
He's the
Phil
Matt
Spencer.
Booty right now is the
So
head
who
of
do you think
the
Matt Booty
Xbox
has to go
Studios.
to get approval?
The same one.
He has to go to Phil Spencer. Then
Phil
Phil
Spencer.
Spencer.
Hold up. But Phil Spencer
doesn't go to Satya Nadella to get approval. He's
But
at
the
the
thing
board.
is, y'all blame Phil Spencer when he was in Matt Booty's shoes. So
Okay, so let me go back to when he was.
that's what I want to know. I
At
want to
that
know.
level, okay, I'm gonna tell you why his eyes for games suck. His
Right.
quote
Tell
when
me.
he said that Crackdown 3 could be up there with Gears and Halo. You know what I'm saying? As a $1 billion franchise, he
Y'all
was
gonna
in
go
charge
there
of
with
that
me.
shit, bro. So that by itself should get you fired.
Not
'cause-
only that,
Honest- but honestly-
Nah, fam.
Honestly, it's not.
I mean,
it's
you
not-
right.
something
The only
stupid
way I
like
say you
that,
right is he
and then
shouldn't have
get
said
taken
nothing.
seriously, right?
But
He
not only
shouldn't-
not only that, so
He
he
shouldn't have
said
commented.
he said
you know
he
what I mean?
said when he saw Halo Infinite, that shit looked amazing. Right? But we know that shit don't look amazing. He's also, I mean, he says so many.
He's
like,
not a good PR guy. I always
no.
said that.
So
He's
let
not
me
really
let
not
me
good
let
at
me
it.
let me gauge what you guys are saying right now. So what you guys are saying right now is that Phil Spencer's a cat man. That he tends to perpetuate one thing with his statements, and then in reality is something else entirely. And then when we see it, we have to call him out his bullshit. I agree.
Yo,
just-
No,
so
I
agree
think
with him.
it's
I
a
bring up-
yo. It's a problem. It's not just a Phil Spencer problem. That like
Yeah,
their
it's not.
I
entire
agree with
culture beteen studios,
Culture,
like there is just
yeah.
a lack of quality control between
Yeah.
studios. Like they need like the managers need to be fired. Like I don't
Yeah.
like
It's all
every
Yeah, I
people,
agree with
the
Red.
studio heads, the team leads, they need to actually like double down on their quality control. They're
So,
just like
Red,
the
let
Halo,
me ask you a
that
question,
Halo
though,
showing
Red.
should never have been
Not,
done.
Okay, not
Red,
okay,
let me
like-
ask you.
Like
let me ask
No,
you
hold on,
this.
hold on.
that had
Go
to
ahead.
do with
Not-
multiple people saying
Go ahead.
yes to that video.
Yeah, yes, to
like,
that, exactly. And then some of them didn't even realize what the problem was until they watched the digital. The developers,
That's true.
some of them didn't until they watched the digital foundry. But also, we
Yeah.
got Phil Spencer. Out of all of these original Xbox games that he could have brought back, and you know what I mean, Fire X, original OG Xbox games, his ass wanted to bring back fucking Voodoo Wimps.
I don't think he in control of what he can bring back, dog. I just don't. I just
So why
don't
did he bring
think
back
that.
Voodoo Wimps?
I don't think he in control of
You know-
saying I want to start Game Pass. See, this is the problem. This is the issue I got with a lot of y'all. Y'all think he creating all this shit. I don't
Well,
think
no,
so.
what
He's
the
in
blame?
charge,
Hold on, the
He's in
blame.
No,
goes-
he's not in
but he's the
charge.
head-
I don't
he's
think
the
he's
head
in
of
charge.
Xbox.
All right,
Gaming,
all right,
bro.
all right.
Hold
No,
on,
no, I think-
all right.
let me rebuttal here.
Go ahead,
go
go
ahead,
ahead,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
He's
Let me
in
know
charge,
why
bro.
he's not.
He's in
All
charge.
right, so
He's in
I
charge.
brought this
Go ahead.
example up, right? The MCU, who's in charge of that, right?
MCU.
Kevin Feige.
Mhm.
He's the guy that people answer to. It's the exact situation.
Okay.
Kevin Feige is the head dude, right? He
Mhm.
hires people to put into place to make the right decisions with movies, right? He doesn't do
Mhm.
everything, but he has a vision for where the MCU should go. That's the
Mhm.
exact same thing with what should happen with Xbox.
Mhm.
The main guy should hire the other people that are on the lower levels of the chain to make decisions that are the right decisions.
the
He
right
shouldn't have
decisions
to
that are
tell
good
you
at their
what
job.
to do, right? He shouldn't tell you what games to make. He should hire the people that will make those decisions on their own. So if he puts the wrong people in place or doesn't fire people when they need to be fired, then that's on him, and then it trickles down. Like
I don't
Kevin
think
Feige, he gets the right director in place to put the movie within a scope. He doesn't give them free reign to say you can do whatever the fuck story you want. You
Hold
have
up.
to keep it within
Hold up,
our
Saucy.
our vision of where the MCU is headed, but
Saucy.
you have creative freedom within that level.
No,
right?
I can't let you hold up.
Go
Hold
ahead.
up. I can't let you confuse the movie in the entertainment
How is it different?
with developing. It's real different. It's
So
a
you
lot
don't think
different.
that the Xbox game studios should have a direction and a scope, right?
No, I
No,
believe
here's-
it should.
no,
here's-
I
here's-
agree with
no,
I
here-
thought you was on to
no,
something
no.
at first.
No, here's
No,
what.
hold
no,
up, hold
no,
up,
I
hold up.
agree
I
with
don't
you,
wanna-
Nick. I agree with you, Nick, because the gaming industry
Okay.
is very, very different, and we talked about this on your podcast, Salty, and we had Pinnacle Gaming, who's a young early developer who's working on Unity right now, and I brought this up to him, and he agreed that yes, you can have a studio head, you can have somebody at the head of your company, but if a publisher comes down and say, "Hey, we want this kind of game, we have to do this," I feel
what I
like
was about to
there's
say.
something at Microsoft, right? It's not just
Yeah.
Phil, because yes, Phil's in charge of the Xbox Brand, right? He's in charge of the Xbox division, right? And then you have Matt Booty, he's in charge of the game studios, which I do hold them accountable. I always hold them accountable because I say there's no reason why you guys should be coming out and saying one thing and then we turn around and there's something else entirely. There's no reason why Halo
he
should be
don't run.
treated the way it is, and how some of the games that you hyped up, we didn't even see there at
Jim
all.
Ryan don't
Makes no
run
sense.
Sony. Like I see, I'm
But
keeping
then
the same
here's
energy.
no
I
here's
don't think Jim
here's
Ryan
why
run
here's
Sony.
why I
Jim
say
Ryan
no.
hires
Here's why I
the
say
people that
the
do
Game
quality
Pass, the
control.
Game Pass initiative
Yeah, but-
isn't just Phil Spencer because
Facts.
look at Microsoft
Facts.
as a whole. What are they promoting? Services.
Exactly.
Office
Exactly.
365.
That's my point.
Look at
Like-
Microsoft. Look at the Office Suite. The Office Suite is a monthly subscription. They're pushing
Okay,
subscriptions
so
heavily.
hold on, Coke Boy. You taking too long to get to it. I'm gonna get straight to it.
Go ahead.
Look, Microsoft had that philosophy of how they want to make money, and Sony got theirs. If I want to work for either one of them, I can't do it the way I want to do it. This is what we got to be real about. Like that's what I feel like we being disingenuous about. We're saying that Phil run things when we really know he don't.
No, but
He's
but
crony.
I do
Hold
think
on,
he has a
hold on,
certain
but
amount.
here's the- hold on,
I think he has control.
Hold on. No, listen. Yeah, of course,
Go
Phil
ahead.
doesn't run the
No.
entire thing by himself, right? And there is somebody that he also has to answer to at Microsoft. But don't undermine the power that Phil has and the
I'm not-
decisions that he can
That's
make.
not what I'm saying.
Like,
what I'm
all right,
saying
all right,
is
all right,
it's
You say
an
you don't
under.
run shit.
Okay, for
When he
instance,
does.
let's
I
let's
think
take
Rhea understand what I'm
the
saying.
God of War, what's
Shuhei
his name?
Yoshida.
Corey
Shuhei
Barlog talked about what God of War, how Shuhei Yoshida came over. He played a demo of God of War. He said, "This is not good enough. Scrap it.
Right,
Start
right.
over
Yeah,
again."
he said this
There's
shit
nobody.
trash.
Right.
There's no one that is doing that on Xbox. Like they
Why
should
not?
be. There,
I
there,
agree.
Why
there
not?
should
I
be, but
agree.
Why
no one
not?
is saying this is not
Why
good
not?
enough. Somebody
not?
played. Somebody saw that Halo Infinite shit and said
Why
this is good
not?
enough.
They should have said that it wasn't
They
good
said it
enough,
was
right?
good enough.
But nobody
There's
said it.
no way. There's no
So-
way that Halo
No.
Infinite
So
showcase.
it was.
Yo,
No,
listen,
we
listen,
don't-
listen,
we
listen.
don't-
Wait, hold on.
Go ahead,
There's
let
no
Rhea
way.
finish because I
There's
want
no way that Halo Infinite showcase did not go through multiple managers, go
Mhm.
through multiple people in charge, to
Mhm.
where they said they signed it off and said yes, we want to see this. There's no way that didn't happen. No one stopped. No manager, no studio head stopped and was like, "No, this is not good enough. We're not showing."
Nah,
this."
bless Red.
Go
Here's
start
where
over.
you're
But
wrong.
hold
No,
on,
he
hold on,
right.
but
He
hold on,
right.
hold on.
He
Here's the
absolutely
thing. Here's the
right.
thing. There might have
You're
been.
right.
There might have been. Right, because we saw.
That's
with
why I
the-
say all the
we-
managers are on the
hold
chopping block
hold
because no one fucking stopped.
We saw. Okay, so
That's
we
what I
saw
was
what
saying. Who
employees have
showed
been
it?
saying about
Who's
343
he
about the
from?
manager and stuff. That stuff. So there might have been
Favoritism.
There might have been employees that saying, "Yo, this shit's not ready to go," but they probably just like, "Nah, fuck it, we're gonna show it anyways." You know what I mean? Which is still bad
So,
management either way.
So let me ask Bless Red this:
Yeah.
You think that Phil Spencer? Let's keep this real. Let's look at Phil Spencer in his background. He was a programmer.
Yep.
Now you know that he's the only. I think that Phil actually went to Japan and all this stuff, and he actually made things happen like that. Shit that we wasn't getting, we got it. You know what I mean? But on the overall look at things, like he has no say so. It's still somebody telling him this is our goal. If you want to be hired, this is what you got to do. Now you can't tell me that Jim Ryan, if he wanted to make a subscription or he wanted to make a Nintendo type of atmosphere, he couldn't, because everything is already set in place.
Listen, man.
This is my point.
Bless Red
This
was
is
there.
my point.
He played the
This-
game.
But we don't know. We don't know.
Nah,
that.
Bless
No,
Red.
we do
Bless
know that.
Bless
That's what our
Red. Bless Red
business
was there.
is.
He
Like,
played the game. He
they
said.
don't own
He
it.
said, "Damn." He said, "Damn." Phil Spencer. I think we should
They
show this at the
chromies.
event. Bless Red, you
They
was there.
work
You
for
played the
them.
game.
Yeah,
You
we
played
don't-
Halo
we
Infinite.
don't-
They work for
know-
them niggas,
okay,
dog.
okay.
We don't. We already know.
I understand that. We know they don't own it.
They
but-
work for them.
but we don't.
Like,
But we don't know to the
come
extent
on, bro.
of
Like, we
what
don't know.
decisions they can make on
All
their
right.
own.
So I'm not saying
can't
Phil
take-
Spencer is the like I said before. I'm not saying Phil Spencer is the only one to blame. I'm saying the people, everyone that is in chain of command in terms of being the manager, being the studio lead. Those everyone in that chain of command, including Phil Spencer, those are the people in charge. Even
Yeah,
the
and
person
Phil Spencer,
ahead of Phil Spencer, even the person
Phil
ahead of him
Spencer is a big part of
that
that.
is
All
their
of them should
that is
be-
their fault.
Phil Spencer
Yeah,
is a big
all
part of
right,
that.
all right.
So
It
we
is
can't say-
it is
so-
everyone's
Hold
fault.
up, hold
It is
up, hold up.
everyone's
Hold on.
Wait,
And Phil
wait.
Spencer,
Go ahead.
Phil Spencer is a big part of that. So people can't. So when we blame Phil,
you're right.
a lot of the issues that's going on, a lot of them has to do with Phil.
It's a leadership
Yo.
and culture
Not
issue.
everything.
It's a leadership and culture issue. That's it.
Yeah, it's a
Solution.
leadership and culture issue.
Leadership
They
and
think it's
culture
okay to put out this product. They
Because
think it's okay.
that entire event
That-
should not have happened.
it's not good.
The reason here's the thing: we should have seen Everwild gameplay. We should have seen Hellblade 2 gameplay.
Man, fuck
Those are
Everwild.
games. I mean, you could say that, but I was excited.
Yo,
for
that's
that
Don
game based,
Matrick pick.
based
He
based
picked
on the
Rare up.
concept.
Phil Spencer ain't pick Rare
Listen,
up, motherfucker.
listen.
Say that.
Based on the concept of that game and how long Rare has been with Microsoft Game Studios, that game should have been shown. Hellblade 2 should have been shown. Ninja Theory is a very experienced studio. Now, a lot of these other studios that Microsoft picked up very early. Nick, you even said this. We said this in the group chat. You said, "Listen, some of these studios are gonna start small." I agreed with you because you can't just come out the gate and make these AAA bangers out of nowhere. They're not Sony. Sony
Yeah,
had
facts.
Sony had these
Sony been
studios for
brewing
more.
these. Yeah, they've
they
been
had
brewing
them for
them since
more
the
than a
PS2.
decade.
I said
Way,
and they
way
have
more than a
and
decade.
Sony specifically have talented dev teams.
Exactly.
Microsoft, I don't like 343 and Coalition. They're not talented in comparison to what the
Exactly.
previous people were making. Compared to
3-4
Bungie, Bungie and Epic, they are lackluster variants of them.
It's not
They
just
have
that.
not made-
But
they
there's a
haven't
lot of
done
turnover.
anything for the Halo.
343 is on their third Halo game.
Three-
There's no excuse.
They
There's no
haven't
excuse
done
for them.
343
they haven't
need-
done a good showcase of either of the franchises that they have taken.
I mean, Gears
I
4,
agree with y'all
Gears
on
4 and Gears 5 was.
343
I mean,
though.
Gears
I think
5 was
343
bad.
need to go, man.
Gears 5 was an okay game, but the story was
No,
trash.
Gear 5 was good. No, come
The-
on,
the-
bro.
the-
Are you serious?
The story
The story was trash.
I know people who like
the story was
story.
not
There
that
we
good.
go.
It
I
was
know
not that
people
good.
who
Y'all
like
And
niggas crazy, bro.
And Gears
Y'all
5
crazy.
story.
Yo,
That
can
was
you
up
hear
there
me?
with the second story. Like y'all crazy,
Oh,
bro.
man.
Gears
Jez
5
is-
story
Jez is
was
up in
the
the
was
building.
even
Oh.
worse.
The second,
I was
the
all
Gears
messed up.
5.
We got
Gears 5
Jez in
story
here.
was up there with the second.
We got Jez in here. What's good, Jez? What you
Yeah,
got
we
to
got-
say?
we got-
we got
man,
Grandma,
I didn't know
yeah.
what was going
I'm ready to go
on.
get smooth.
I was all nestled.
No, what's up,
Just
Jay?
sit down for a little gaming night, and then I hear Phil Spencer's not to blame for ruining my
He's not.
franchises. Who's
He's
to
not.
blame?
Tell
Who?
him, Jazz. Tell him,
I'm
Jazz.
guessing
He's
lack
not.
of talent was to blame because
No.
Let's see.
Coalition.
Here's what we
If
came
we
to the
don't blame
conclusion.
Phil, then who are we blaming then?
It's culture,
Somebody.
culture and
One at a
leadership.
time.
It's a
One at a
combination
time,
of
one at
both.
a
That's
time.
the conclusion we
I
came up
mean,
with
we
based
can
on what
blame
everybody
Phil,
said.
but
Alright.
that'll be a cop out.
All right.
Like,
Culture,
we can always.
it's
No, that's not a
We
cop
can-
out
we
though.
can-
That's not really a cop out for
So-
me.
Okay, let
I
me
agree.
blame
We
Jim
gotta
Ryan
get
that
rid
I
of
don't
the
have all my backup. That I don't have all my backwards compatible games. Can I do that?
It's a three.
I don't want to
yo,
do that corny
all right.
shit. That's
Yo,
corny.
it's a three-way
That's
thread.
corny.
It's a problem.
But
it's
what
a
I'm gonna do
problem
is-
of culture, leadership, and a lack of talent.
Yeah. Okay.
The lack
but,
of talent is another problem.
Okay,
in-
but
in-
look,
in
That's
the
probably the biggest issue.
how long has
Talent.
this been going on? How long has this been going on?
A better part of half a generation.
No,
Yeah.
hold on. First of all,
How
Since
long
it
has what been
takes-
going on?
it took Sony from the PS2 days to get to this level of
Oh boy.
quality. Like,
Well,
let's
you know
not
what?
even
Rest
go
of us
there.
want-
Wait, it took-
Let's not even fucking
No, no,
go
no,
there.
no,
Hold up.
goddamn 20 years.
Listen. I understand.
It
What
did.
Nick, I
PS2
understand. I
PS2
understand.
has
No,
quality
it
games.
Hold
really
on, hold on,
did. Like,
hold
we-
on. I understand
Go ahead,
what
go
Nick
ahead.
is saying. I understand what Nick is saying, that it takes, a long time to get, these studios to be, what I mean, to be at this level of quality and stuff like that. But here's the thing, right?
Right.
Microsoft has already has studios that's been around for
What
a long
studios
time.
they had?
Rare.
going
Hold
to
on.
the-
Listen. They've
No,
had Rare
let's
for a
go.
long time.
Rare has been
right?
doing
Hold on,
nothing
hold on,
for like
listen,
You got
listen,
Jazz in
listen,
here.
listen,
All right,
listen.
I'm ducking.
Goddamn, listen.
Wait.
343
3-4-3
343 is on their third Halo game, and this one took 5 years. There's
Yo,
no
that shit
excuse for
garbage,
343.
Yeah.
Nick
There's
really
no
said
excuse for Rare.
Nick really said he's gonna cut Phil Spencer a fucking blank check for 20 more years, bro.
Yeah,
20
like
years.
like
He
you're
gave him
talking
the
about
okay,
Coke.
wait,
free
wait, wait.
card, bro.
This is the all right. Now let me tell you about good old Phil. Good old
Man.
Philly boy.
Here we go.
Let me tell you about him. Phil Spencer took over Shane Kim's job. Phil Spencer was the overseer of Microsoft Game Studios back in the 360 when we thought Xbox was doing wonderful and Xbox was doing great. Phil Spencer was the head of Game Studios there.
You mean like Matt Booty is now? You mean like Matt Booty is now?
Yeah, yes.
But you don't blame Matt Booty. But go ahead. I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
No. I'm going to blame them all. But
Oh,
Phil's the head of Xbox. Remember, he has a seat at the
Like-
table. Remember, he sits at the round table with Satya. He talks about Xbox.
He
to
do not
Satya.
sit at the round table
Yo,
with
he does.
Sadia.
Yo,
He do
yes,
not
does.
sit.
He's on the
He-
board, bro.
He's on the board. He sits around there. He got a seat at
Oh,
the table.
so now he do.
No,
He
he
does.
got it. He got the
promoted,
promotion.
man.
When he became head of Xbox and Matt Booty came in to take his job, he got the seat at the table. That's what everybody said. He got the Phil Ness
He's
going
the
right
top.
to
So
the
that's
back.
why he
Hold
bought.
on.
That's why he
Another
bought
thing I wanna
Talent
bring up.
Studios.
Another thing I want to bring up. We're going into the fourth Xbox, right?
Mhm.
Microsoft was a lot better back then when it comes to their studios.
Yeah, but they
and
owned those
quality control.
studios back then, so it didn't even matter. Like
Some
everything
of
they
them
did, everything they was for the streets. So we
Yeah,
we
but
just gonna
that's their
leave it
fault.
as that.
Yo, that's their fault. Yo, but that's their fault, though. That's their fault. That they didn't buy. Hold up. That's their fault that they didn't buy Bungie.
belong to the streets.
They didn't buy
No,
Bungie.
no, no,
That's
no,
their
no. Wait,
fault.
Chris,
They didn't
Chris.
buy
No,
Epic.
Chris. No, it's not. No, it's not their fault. No,
They
it's
didn't
not
buy
their fault.
BioWare.
Chris.
Yeah, of course it is
No,
their
I'm
fault.
talking about.
it
No,
is
no,
their
I'm
fault.
talking
It
about.
is
No,
their
no, I'm
fault.
talking about
No, I agree
Bungie.
with
No, I'm
Chris.
talking about
I agree with
Bungie.
Chris.
The
But let them
only
go.
reason
Let them
that
go.
Bungie wasn't acquired because Marty O'Donnell, the Halo legend, right? He made the soundtrack of the game, and he's an integral part of why the story is what it is now for the first 3 games. He said it himself this year. He said the only reason that we didn't make the deal was because we can't keep the rights or the IP of Destiny. That's it. Other than that, they had a really good deal,
Yo,
but they knew the deal with Activision was really shady.
That's their fault.
all right, let Jazz burn his gears, man. I did cut him off a long time
It's for
ago.
the
Is that
streets.
Phil? Okay, remember we didn't like Donnie D. Donnie Matrick, we didn't like Don Matrick because he was a business person.
I don't like him.
Right? So
Yeah.
when Phil came in, everybody was like, it's going to be about gaming now, not about TV and NFL deals and all stuff, because Phil was homegrown in Xbox and Microsoft. He came up, he oversaw all the Microsoft game studios. So everybody's like, what better person to lead Xbox than the head of the gaming group, right?
Mhm.
He knew about all the games. Well, that was in 2013. That was at the beginning of this generation. He took Kinect out of the box. He was making moves. He did the whole publicity thing where they're going to win, they're going to fight. Well, shit went sideways around like 2015, 2016 when he started talking PC. And the thing is that all those deals and partnerships, I guess, dropped off, and now he had to start talking about PC gaming, and then he started talking about Game Pass and all the other stuff. And since then, Phil has been seen since 2013. Phil has been the head of Xbox. He has been in charge of all the Xbox decisions, all the games that come out of the studio, even Shannon Loftus's job of doing like other partnerships and all those other deals and curating games for Xbox since 2013. So if you don't blame Phil, then you got to blame Satya Nadella, or you got to blame Matt Booty. But Matt Booty came on later on. He didn't come in at 2013. Matt Booty came in later, and then he was the head of Minecraft Studios, Mojang, and then he took over all the other studios. So all he knew was Minecraft. He worked on Minecraft, and now he's running all the game studios. I blame all 3 of them. I want to see all 3 of them go. But the one who puts his neck out the most and says the dumbass shit all the time, that's the one that I'm going to cut his head off because that's Phil Ness. He's the one. And actually, one more thing. Phil's the one who says all the stupid shit. Satya's not going out there saying dumbass shit.
Yeah, he's not. You're
Phil's the
right.
one that's contradicting himself. So Phil is the one who's putting his neck out there saying dumb stuff, doing stupid interviews. There was just another one today.
And he's the one we blame.
You know,
we don't care about selling consoles.
you know what it's similar like. It's like it feels like Phil Spencer is like just a talking. He's just the mouthpiece.
Yes.
He's this mouthpiece of the company.
He's Mayor
It
Domino.
feels like he's literally. He feels like he's just literally Reggie from Nintendo.
Bro,
it feels like he's literally
yeah.
Reggie.
Listen,
yo,
listen.
It feels like he's
Reggie,
just saying stuff to
Damn.
taste.
Reggie is running GameStop.
Bro,
Nah,
yo,
Reggie is
he's
running
he's
GameStop.
Mayor. No, you
I
know who
can't-
Phil is?
Yeah, but
No,
Reggie,
no,
I can't even
no,
see
no.
y'all off right now.
No, the thing about
actually got
Reggie-
good games on the platform.
The
though.
thing,
Yeah,
the
that's
thing
true.
about no.
Reggie
The
don't
thing
run
about Reggie,
shit,
no.
though.
Hold on. Reggie didn't do anything.
Yeah, no,
He wasn't-
Right,
he
you
wasn't
don't
in-
have
didn't have a
to.
lot of
He
power.
didn't do anything.
He don't
The
have to
people,
do
the
nothing.
people that were actually running Nintendo were in Japan. Like Reggie was just
Yeah.
a mouthpiece for the United, like for the
Right.
Western market.
Okay,
He
so
did
the
nothing.
Phil-
He would say
Right.
some things.
Mm.
Hold on.
Sometimes, hold on. Sometimes he would literally say things that were just completely untrue. That's why I'm saying he is the.
Okay,
That's why I'm saying Phil Spencer is literally the Reggie of Xbox because
Hold on, but-
he's
but the
literally
thing-
just saying. It feels like he's saying things that he doesn't even know that
Okay,
are happening
no.
or what is going on in his own company.
but
That's what I'm saying.
the thing is what makes it worse than Reggie, right? Because yeah, you could say like Phil Spencer is like the Reggie, but the thing is Phil Spencer is like the Reggie with Iwata's power.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yo, yeah.
So he's saying dumb shit.
He
and
has-
doing dumb shit.
He has the power. No, he has the power to control his company, but he's just saying things and doesn't
It's
understand
not
what's
his
actually
company,
happening
though.
within the
Y'all
company.
really believe that
It's his
he
division.
running the idea? Like the idea is
For the most part,
main
yeah.
thing.
So I'm gonna
No,
give you
that-
guys. I'm gonna give you
Because
guys
he's
an
on,
analogy
he's
right
constantly
here, 'cause
contradicting
Let him
himself.
give
It
us-
sounds
let
like
him-
he's
let him
literally
give
the
us
Reggie.
You
let
guys
him
need
give us
this
his
analogy, right? All
before I
right. So
say what I
I'm
gotta
watching Narcos, which is on Netflix. It's
Yep.
about the cartels, right? Miguel and Hel Felix Gallardo, right? He's one of the most famous cartel bosses ever in Mexico. He's a drug lord in Mexico.
Okay.
He's the capo, right? The dude that's in charge, and he has different they're called plazas, right? Different cities that run drugs or whatever. They're like mini
Different
bosses that
plazas.
carry out his ideas and whatever. If shit goes sideways, guess who it runs up to, right? It runs up to Felix, right? Everybody calls him, shit goes sideways, Felix, the blah, 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 right? But they're responsible to carry out orders and get shit done. Now, if stuff doesn't get done, it's up to Felix to change stuff, right? If someone needs to get capped, he sends people out, or, things aren't getting done because it's his organization. That's the same thing with Phil Spencer being in charge
that's what. No,
of Xbox.
Nope. He's
It
not
is.
really. This is where y'all getting it wrong, bro. This is
So
exactly
tell
where
me-
y'all getting it wrong.
How is it wrong?
Because it's like me. It's like me and you. Say Salty is Gamer going up for the president of PlayStation. You cannot change anything. And if I was going up to be the president of Microsoft, I cannot change the idea that the future that they see their company in.
I
Yeah,
mean,
hold
if
on,
you're,
hold
no,
on,
but we're
hold
talking
on,
about
hold on,
division.
hold on,
No,
that?
no,
Hold
we're
on, no,
we're
how
talking. We're
can I
talking.
change that?
No,
Hold on,
let me get
how
my
do-
I
how
can
do
change
we
my
know?
strategy.
Hold on, hold on. How do we
Like,
know
really?
that they can't? How do we know that there's certain things that like regimes
No,
and stuff
come
like
on, bro.
companies
We
changes all the
we
time?
No,
Okay,
geeking
so
right now.
why do company changes like their
No,
the things that they
we're
do?
not.
Because they get new people in it, and the new people
Yo.
in there starts to change shit.
What he would have to
Xbox,
do,
they're
he would
trying
have
to
to
put their
talk to the
games
board.
on PlayStation.
What he would have to do
I
is
mean,
talk to the
on
board members.
PC since the beginning of time with Windows Vista. We're not going to do this. We're not going to really sit here and do this, right?
No, what
We
I'm
really gonna do
saying
this?
is
But-
He would have to talk to
Curate
the
the
he would have to
content
talk
for
to the
Game
board
Pass.
members,
Whose
but
job
it's
is
with
that?
possible.
the specific
Like, really?
specific vision and your leadership style, you can definitely influence change within the company. I'm not saying that somebody who doesn't have leadership style and have a vision can't do that, but if
No,
you
they-
do, you're
Am I the
definitely going to
only
be
one
that
that
guy.
owned a Nintendo, though?
All right, here-
Coke Boy.
I-
Am I the only one that owned a Nintendo?
The Switch?
I always
No,
thought
I have
I
one.
always thought they was the king of third parties until they stopped doing it. Like, that's not a like.
Yeah, but
y'all
that's
talking to
forever
a person
ago.
that's been through this already.
That was his
I am
SNES.
sure. I am sure
I thought
that
Sega was going to
Satya-
be around all the time.
I'm
Like,
sure that
let's-
Satya tells Phil, "We want to be in the cloud. We want this X Cloud thing. We want to do that."
Hey,
Phil
that's
says,
the
"Okay,
thing.
boss, I'm going to get it done." So now Phil's job now is to get Matt Booty and friends, the Booty Crew, to basically start doing their goddamn job and make some games content for Game Pass. Satya gave Phil the directive. Now Phil is in charge of delivering on that directive, but he cannot deliver it with poorly optimized games, shit games. Like he cannot be doing that. So the
He needs to
curation
go
He
to
don't
studio
make
to
games.
studio.
is on
He needs
him.
to,
He don't
he needs
make
to go
games,
studio
though.
to studio
No, but he
to see
oversees
what
the
they're
make
doing.
games.
Make
He
the game,
oversees the games.
bro.
You think that
Come
that
on.
show? You think that Xbox showcase was done under Phil had no clue what the hell they're going to show?
Bro,
Bro, I can't believe what
that
I'm
shit
hearing
was
from
You
dog
think
shit,
Phil?
bro.
I can't
You think
Nick.
grasp
they
it,
slipped,
dude.
they slipped
All right.
that on the? They Phil Nest Phil. They
Yeah.
basically
You don't
said, hey,
you don't
Phil,
think?
guess what?
Okay, hold on. For the
You
people who
didn't
think
approve
that, for the people who think that
We
these
got
companies
Smooth in
change,
here.
You guys are
you
still.
know,
You guys still podcasting?
Blues
Yeah,
are
yeah,
playing.
we got. We
Yeah.
still got a lot,
What's
man.
up, Smooth?
We got the
No,
best
hold
spot
on,
in here. Wait,
hold on.
let's do his
Here's the
introduction
thing.
first, because he's the
Hold
man.
on. No, hold on. The whole thing with the company changes. You don't think Sony and PlayStation had to change some of their things with the PS3 to get back on top?
Of course, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like shit changes in companies
just-
all the time.
No,
Some
it
people are like, this
changes.
company's gonna changes.
It changes, but hold
Now
on.
you Nick
Jack
Davis and somebody
Trenton
in the
said he
comment-
wasn't worried about online. Like, let's not like you talking to a person that been
All right, so-
playing games since SOCOM.
Nick, it just boggles my mind how you think business works, man. I don't understand how you think.
Tell me
that-
how it works. Tell me
All
how
right,
it
so
works.
you have the company, the overall company, right? The parent company, which is Microsoft. They have
Okay.
goals and direction for the company, and obviously
Mhm.
that's to push cloud because that's the most lucrative for the business. Just
Yeah,
look
I'm
at
in
the-
that.
the-
I'm in that.
the charts,
as well,
right?
yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm
that
good.
trickles down. That's why you have different heads of different parts of the company. So they had the overall, hey, we need to push the cloud. So tell me how you're going to do that with Xbox, right? Or the gaming division. Oh, we're going to have Game Pass and we're going to have
All these
Game Pass
studios.
connected to the cloud. And then Phil has a directive that he's supposed to come up with, say, hey, how are we going to achieve this goal through Game Pass? Then he puts the people in place to get that to happen. So if you're looking at the people that are supposed to get shit done, it trickles down from the top. So if your leader is supposed to do quality control on all the other shit, like Matt Booty, who's supposed to do
Okay.
quality control on the lower parts, then who's
Okay.
the main person that's
Dude,
at fault? If
If your
fail?
team is losing and not winning Super Bowls, do they fire the whole team or they get rid of the fucking
They
coach?
get rid of the
fire
coach.
GM. They
Oh,
fire
no.
the
GM, the
GM
coach,
first.
yeah.
Jazz,
Who they hire?
I'm not even like
Nick.
with Salty and you just said. I agree with y'all. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
they
He
has
that
to-
part.
he has
That
to
part,
go
I
to
agree.
each. He has to go to studios and make sure what they're doing is good.
But
If what
saw him
they
playing
show
at the
him,
initiative,
if what they show him
right?
is
Put
not
him
up
there.
to par, he should have higher standards. I don't know.
Yo,
I feel
look
like
at what-
Phil has low standards.
don't
for
think
video
he's
games.
seen
I don't know.
Halo
Yoshida
Infinite.
did
He
with
should
God
have
of
All right,
higher
wait, wait.
standards.
All right, hold
Wrestling-
up. Wait, hold up. Wait, we got
Hold on.
Kiss moving here.
We got
Let's
the
get him
best spot.
introduction, the best spot.
Royalty.
Let him defend Xbox really quick because we got to get some
No, he's
different
not
because I don't know
opinions.
how
have
to
to
do it
defend
right.
Because
Xbox.
I'm
He has
not-
to defend the
No.
company.
Smooth is not in the mental state right now to defend.
No,
He's not defending it.
no. We got to get his opinion on the situation because we have a lot of different topics that we covered. He wasn't here the entire time, but he was listening. Get your thoughts in, man.
Bro, honestly, I really don't know what you guys are like
Talking
talking about. Honestly, like I just plugged in one of my monitors to see the one that's have a bleeding like backlight, just to see if you guys were still in the podcast. But
We here.
We here,
Is
man.
it IPS
we,
monitor or
we was
just
trying to hold
TN?
it down. But
it's
yeah,
but what's Nick? What's going on? It sounds like it's like 1 versus 8.
yeah.
Yo,
I mean,
we
I'm
making
just
it
playing. I'm
bang,
playing
bro.
Doom right now.
This man-
He gives us a closer
They
game
go
to
easy
100
on
right
me.
now.
This
Okay,
man
well,
is trying to
legs
defend
right
the
now.
company. It doesn't work for it, dog.
We breaking his legs.
All right.
They going easy on me,
He
man.
says
They
don't
going
blame
easy.
Yeah,
Phil.
yeah.
Okay.
so-
Who do we blame?
What's the
It
problem?
factors on everyone, bro. It factors on everyone.
is.
All
Okay,
studio
hold on.
managers.
The conversation, Smooth, is Phil Spencer to blame for pretty much everything
lack
that's
of
going
quality
on right
of
now
games.
with Xbox?
The lack of quality of games.
Well, I mean, given his position, yes. But the thing is, how I look at it is, you're looking at the whole picture. You have to look at the whole picture. Sure. He's the
True,
man in
facts.
charge. He's the man in charge. So obviously, but the thing is, we got to watch from like start to finish. Them have the games under the people everybody hates. I don't know why, but when what's name had all the games there, what the fuck is his name, man? The dude that went to freaking
Don
Jenga.
Matrick.
Shane Kim.
Don
Oh,
Donnie
Don Matrick.
Oh,
Don
Don
Matrick.
Matrick.
Yeah, I mean he came when he ended his era, he had games under him, and then Phil came in, and then that was when they were in the flux of their mobile department, what they wanted to do with that before they finally axed that. And the thing is, I feel like when it comes to like, you guys can feel how you feel about certain games. I mean, I have the unpopular opinion. I don't think every game that came out was shit. Of all the games, I mean, I could probably point to like a couple games I was like, all right, I can agree this game is shit. But I don't agree that all the games are shit. I don't agree with every fucking 69 that I see. So that's where I'm like, well, the quality, I mean, that's subjective. My biggest beef with Xbox is with 2017 and now with this year. I feel like obviously 2017, to me, I felt like Xbox felt like a losing platform for the first time to me that year, where I felt like, what the fuck is going on? There's nothing. And this year it's like, wow, the first time they picked the wrong fucking time to have all their studios take their fucking time. Because like there's like obviously once Halo's delayed, there's absolutely nothing. So that's how I felt. Like I feel a certain way, but in terms of like the whole picture, is like I'm not mad at Phil Spencer for buying a bunch of studios and getting them and working. Just the disappointing thing is when it happened. I went shit now. They just started doing this shit in like 2018. So I mean, if I'm thinking about for the future, I'm freaking happy, but right now, and it's like it is what it is. Like I'm not gonna sit there and Battletoads come out and overreact like, oh, they're not doing their fucking job. When people were laughing at Battletoads, like ever since it was revealed. I mean, the game is not even like a standard like fucking game. Like the highlight that this game is getting. How much does this game even cost? Does anybody even know?
I don't know.
Does it have a price?
Here's the thing, Smooth. I said the same thing. I said nobody's capping for Battletoads. Nobody was checking for that game.
There was some people capping.
Nobody on Planet Xbox, nobody in this podcast, even in the chat was capping for that game for
the
sure.
only
So
thing,
whoever was, I don't
know. The only thing I'll say about Battletoads is I understand it looks different than what it previously looked like, but I don't think the art style is bad. It's just like
I never had a problem with the art style.
The art style is like
why are people talking about how short it is? I beat Streets of Rage 4 like 3 times in like a day.
How short is it?
Oh yeah, if it's a beat 'em ups are short.
I don't have a problem with the art style, the length. Like honestly, I never really had a problem with this game. This is just me being on my phone and just poking fun at the Xbox guys.
Yeah, that was just people. Just some to laugh at, I guess. But even though it's nothing really to laugh at, like, oh look, art style. Like, bro, have you never seen like that type of art style in any game? Like, what's the problem here?
I mean, if you like Alien Hominid, I mean, I love Alien Hominid. Those visuals are.
Alien Hominid was
awesome. I remember that game.
That shit was
on 360.
That had online co-op.
Hell yeah. That's why. The crazy thing is, the video I made today, I was like, my biggest beef with this game is going to be the fact that it doesn't have online co-op. You can't be an Xbox fucking game
what's up, man?
without Xbox Online. Like,
all we need is frogs.
Especially if it's multiplayer centric, there has to be some sort of Xbox Live functionality. That was my beef with Cuphead too, but nobody gave it that much heat.
It should have had online functionality.
But they were saying because Cuphead was really hard, like very frame centric. So like to have that co-op, it would have been too challenging to do that. Like there'll be the latency would affect that. That's why I remember reading about why Cuphead didn't have it.
Cuphead co-op is kind of trash anyway. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys.
What Cuphead?
It's a lot to take in for 2 players at one time. It's the other player
and it's harder.
Like,
you talking about
Cuphead?
What's up, man?
Yeah. What's up?
I'm talking about Planet Xbox, old and new.
Not because listen, nothing right.
You guys are doing a podcast.
Super Xbox.
Where's Zach and Kelly? Where's Zach and Kelly?
Hold on. The only thing about
Dope is Jay is doing it.
The only thing about
actually somebody copy the link and send it.
Somebody capping for. Hold on. Did I see somebody capping for it? Right? It's Battletoads. They have a co-op feature, right? But it's only offline. Then I see somebody saying that, oh, just because it has co-op features offline, it doesn't need a one online. I'm like, bro, what? Like,
Nah,
of
I
course
think-
you're gonna want that
nah.
feature online.
Dude, the first thing when this game was getting close, the first thing I did was I hit Attic. I was like, "Hey, you want to stream Battletoads?" My dumbass assuming it's a default option. But so yeah,
You
it's
can do
like
it on Steam on remote play.
I anticipate when a game that's on the Xbox, especially if in the
You can't do a remote play. It's an Xbox.
I
right?
anticipate
They don't have that, right?
online co-op or some shit like that, and
No, you
it
can't do
doesn't
shit.
have it. And it's just kind of really kind of stupid. So that I don't care how small the studio is. Like fuck, like you don't
Yeah,
you don't make an
no
Xbox
online-
game without co-op.
The game looks better than I thought it was gonna be.
I'm
honestly.
playing
The
it now.
game is $20.
Oh wow,
I
okay.
mean,
It's not bad.
straight to Game
Not
Pass.
bad.
All right.
It's cheaper than
I-
Streets of Rage.
Yeah, that's
I'll
40, right?
give it a try.
think
I'll
I'm
definitely
55.
give it a try.
It's $5 more than Game Pass.
I just beat Streets of Rage
Yeah.
too. It was a cool game. But I was gonna say, like, I think people have forgotten, but like, yo, what is Initiative doing?
No, I don't know, man.
Yeah, like I just thought
Yo,
about that.
we
Like,
got-
when we were
Nah,
They
I
got
know
something
what
in the
they're
tuck,
doing.
but I don't think it's ready to show.
Let him breathe.
Nah,
No,
okay.
because I was just
So-
randomly
okay,
thinking
hold
about
on.
that. Like,
Yo,
Yo,
make
but
a
you're
good
talking about
game.
Phil
The
Spencer.
initiative-
Where's that
hold on.
image of Phil Spencer playing the game there? He was checking out.
Oh,
with-
yeah.
Hold on.
Yo,
glasses.
Okay, so the whole thing,
if the game's
whole
bad,
thing
Phil
with
got
the
to play it
initiative-
though.
Hold on, Jez. The whole thing with the initiative, right, is when we first heard about them, being, this quadruple A studio, right? Even though they only have like,
shit.
even though they only had like 50 people, I don't know how many they have now, but this quadruple A studios, we kept hearing about them getting employees from like Rockstar, Naughty Dog, no name employees that we don't know, right? But that's fine, right?
Oh, because they
But-
weren't the studio heads. Because
no, all right, no,
most of
yeah,
y'all
no,
just know
all right,
studio heads.
we're not gonna
okay,
say
but
that,
we
Chris.
don't-
Talent, if
Hold on,
they
hold
are, if they are a part of a
I
talented
agree.
studio, talent is talent.
I agree. But
Yeah,
what
talent
I'm
is
saying,
talent.
but what I'm saying
Yeah.
is we don't know who the people are, so we can't automatically assume that they're just
Yeah,
gonna
we do know
come out
who
with
these
a
Talent,
bang.
people are.
talent. Ask Ninja and
We can't just
Stroud what
automatically.
talent
but
does
hold on,
with a
but,
team that
but
has
the
no
Yeah,
initiative
come on,
said, right?
Jay.
I think it
Yo,
was
no
either this
management,
year
talent's worth
Yeah,
or
nothing.
at the
a
end of last year.
low
Hold on,
guy.
let me finish.
Dude, it's real. It's not
Hold on,
low.
just
It's
hold on,
real.
hold on. Let me finish. The initiative said at the end of, I think it was last year or this year. It might have been this year, where they said like the projects that they're working on, they're gonna start off small.
Yeah,
So they're
yeah.
not even working on the
Nick
big
said the same thing
quadruple A
too.
stuff.
Nick
Yeah.
said the same thing too.
Yeah, I said
You-
that.
you
Yeah,
tweeted
they
it to us, I
not
told
even coming
you.
out with a big game.
Which is
first.
fine. Like I don't have a problem with smaller games, but when you're
I said
hyped
that
up
a
to
long
be a
time ago.
quadruple A studio, you know what I mean? It
No,
just
no,
kinda seems funny
no.
to me.
Chris,
I don't know
no,
where people
Chris,
got
who
that
hyped them up?
quadruple
Who
shit
hyped them
from.
up though?
Two
Because
double A's.
I'm not gonna
They
lie to
never
you.
said that.
No,
Yeah,
Phil Spencer said a lot of things, but he never hyped them up to be like this AAA studio. Nobody's ever hyped them up for Microsoft.
I forgot who said the
No.
quadruple
Didn't
A.
somebody
Yeah, I
say
don't
that?
know.
Somebody
They
started
had-
that.
Who said quadruple A?
Who said
I'm gonna look
that?
it up.
They had
Somebody
that
started that
description.
shit.
Was it the studio head itself
I
of
need to know who
Initiative?
said that.
It was
It was
said
not.
it?
It was not the
Microsoft.
initiative because initiative have a video on their YouTube channel saying that hey, we're starting off on smaller
It
projects as
wasn't
well.
Phil Spencer.
It was not Phil Spencer.
Wait,
It was nobody from
wait,
Microsoft.
hold on, I'm gonna look it up.
It
I'm
was
gonna look
it was
up. Hold on.
Xbox
It was-
Twitter. It was people on Twitter hyping up the
It was people
initiative.
on-
No. It was when they were hiring, when they acquired. They said they were going to create a quadruple A studio.
Yeah.
It was in their press
Nah.
release or something.
Somebody
They
from
didn't say
Xbox
that.
said
No, it
that.
was Xbox. Yeah, it wasn't no fan thing.
No,
was
it was a report. It was a report.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
that came out.
saying.
They
It was a
Yeah, I'm
report.
about to say,
Nobody
it was
from the
a
Xbox camp
It
said
was a
that.
person that was looking at the
Santa Monica.
personnel.
Yeah, I see. It's a report
Yeah,
on
they-
Reddit. It's a report on Reddit.
Yeah, they looked at the personnel was like, God damn, they getting them motherfuckers.
That's what I'm
together.
saying.
So
They
nobody
got
at
hyped up.
Xbox said it. Nobody
got
at
hyped
Xbox said
up.
it then. That's a fact.
Yeah, man.
Okay, yeah,
I
no
don't-
one,
I
yeah,
don't
no one
find
said it. No one said it. Oh, hold on.
All right, so
The
people need to
story?
stop saying that shit then because that's a narrative that's been running for
Alright.
years.
I see.
Yes.
Hold on.
Oh, I'm gonna post the
See it
link.
on
I'm gonna
Google.
post him the link.
Look,
It was a job listing. It's the job listing for the Santa Monica-based quadruple A studio. That's where they got it from. The job listing for the initiative.
Oh.
Which is an
the
in-game
job-
Well, it
role.
wasn't even an advertisement. It was just
who put the
Yeah,
job
but
list
that's
up?
what people ran with it.
Who
because
put
remember,
the job list up? Come on, bro.
Like-
Microsoft-
Clown up.
who put the job? Who's hiring?
You always-
Microsoft hiring. It's their job listing.
Create something on par.
Remember,
with
remember, LinkedIn is like where everybody gets their news.
That's
about
true.
who's-
Yeah,
LinkedIn.
everybody
Oh,
that
my
news
God.
from LinkedIn.
And they
Yeah,
own
we got
LinkedIn, too.
LinkedIn lurkers.
LinkedIn lurkers. There you go. There you go.
LinkedIn lurkers.
All the
Building a
Abraham
quadruple A
Lincolns.
studios as the job listing describes. That's what they said, quadruple A studio. Because I remember people going like, "What the hell's a quadruple A?" And it's like, yeah, that's what it's called.
But here's
Yeah.
the thing. Here's the thing about Microsoft. There's some studios that we know that have been around for a while, and then there's a couple of new studios that they acquired for example, like the initiative, that people are hyping up for no reason without understanding the context as to what they're trying to do. They clearly said it, and there's a video out there from the initiative saying that, hey, even though we do have a lot of talent with us, we're working on smaller games first, and we're going to build ourselves up, which is the philosophy I've been saying about what Xbox Game Studios should be doing. You should build up your studios. You're not Sony right now. You cannot do that. You're not Nintendo. Bond brought up a great point last week.
Right.
These studios that Sony and Nintendo have, they've had for a very, very long time, especially with the IPs they have under their belt. So
they cultivate
right now.
cultivate the talent.
Their first game is not going to be like out of this world. Like they're going to have to build a reputation and do that. Look at the first Uncharted versus the rest of the Uncharted. Like the first Uncharted wasn't like the hit that that the other one was, the Uncharted 2. Like, you know, it takes time to get to there. But the thing is that they said they wanted to they're staying small and nimble. That's what they said. I think that was a quote.
They want to release more games at a faster cadence.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Because
they
it makes sense.
About 10 years to wait for a fucking game, though.
Exactly. I mean, none of us do, man. I mean, I don't mind getting more often, more frequent releases that are smaller. I don't mind that at all.
Yeah, I don't mind either. Like that's why I got a PlayStation 4.
It's like there's room for everything, right?
I would like it if Sony did that a little bit, smaller games like Lost Legacy, more often.
Yeah,
they did it in the beginning of the generation. But
what I'm saying is there's room for every type of game. There's room for these small games, and there's room for like these long ass 50-hour RPGs or anything like that. So there's room for everything.
I think Microsoft's already resigned themselves to think to themselves that our big games are Forza, Halo, and Gears, and everything else we're gonna do is gonna be double A-ish kind of title. I don't know.
That makes sense.
Originally, I mean, Microsoft's biggest problem has been just like not acquiring the studios that have been putting out the greatest content for them. Like fucking Bungie, Epic.
Right.
If they would acquire them, I feel like we would have been in a very different situation in 2020.
For a moment, then they had to release them.
Hey, Bless Red, who you blame
I feel like
for
we would have
that?
been in a very
Who you blame for that? Phil Spencer?
Bro,
seriously,
why are you even saying that to me? You know I'm not only directing it to him. I'm directing it to all these
I'm asking you because Jazz.
Like, who do you want to blame then?
I'm blaming the person. I'm blaming the people that have the capability.
Don't blame Phil, but then who do you blame?
I'm blaming. Hold on. I'm blaming the people that had the capability of purchasing said studio that could have made these deals. I don't know who that was at that time, but I'm blaming them. They could have had BioWare. They could have had Bungie. They could have had.
No, he was around then.
Donnie D is like sitting in a goddamn grave somewhere right now. They can't blame.
No, Don Matrick had the bag though back then. Back then he was the man. He was the man. He was running shit.
Hold on. 2012.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, he was running shit.
Hold on. Bless.
So it took 8 years to make Battletoads?
They also could.
Hold on.
No, he was running shit back then, bro.
Hold on.
They also could have got Epic Games with the Unreal Engine as well, and that would have been theirs.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They could have had Epic, yeah.
But he was the head of Xbox back then. He was the head of Xbox in 2013.
Hey man, everything looks better in hindsight.
No, hold on. To make it even more crazy, when the deals actually went through, he was there. He was the guy. He was the guy. Let's just talk about it. Let's talk about it, Jazz. You don't want to talk about that though, do you? You don't want to grind that gear. That's a gear you don't want to. That's a gear you don't want to switch to. You the guy that.
What?
Hold up. Hold up, Jazz. You don't want to switch to the 6th gear. You want to stay in 5th. You don't even want to do it.
What's wrong with 5th?
Really? So you want to blame Don Matrick for what we're seeing right now?
No,
I didn't say that. Look, get him, Coke.
No, Don Matrick is the blame for Xbox One in the beginning. What we're seeing right now, yeah, you can definitely put the blame on the leadership on Xbox, right? But in the beginning,
I put it on Phil.
No, Phil was there too. Don't get me wrong.
We just get hired last fall.
No, we gotta put it on. We gotta put it on Matt Booty according to Jazz. According to Jazz, we gotta put it on Matt Booty. And we got to put it on Phil.
Blame Phil. That's the boss. He's okay. Let's see. You want to grind my fucking gears? Now we're grinding my gears.
Here we go.
Here it is.
There we go.
Head executive of fucking Microsoft Xbox division. His title is executive fucking vice fucking president of gaming at fucking Microsoft. Who do you blame for Xbox gaming? Who?
Phil?
Don fucking Matrick from fucking 2013?
No,
That's who
because
we're
Don
blaming.
Matrick ain't run shit. First
Don
of
Matrick
all,
didn't run shit because
hold
you know
up,
what?
hold up.
You
Peter
wanna know
Moore
what?
put
No, because you wanna
Peter
know what? Phil
Moore
was still
sat.
there.
Peter
Keep acting
Moore
like
bought
Phil
all
wasn't
those
there, man.
studios. Peter Moore bought all those studios. Line.
What?
He was there when they got all the studios that Don Matrick had to manage. You're right.
Don
I
Matrick
agree
didn't
with you on
manage.
that.
No, Steve, no, you're wrong. Don Matrick didn't manage those studios. Phil fucking Spencer did because he was
He
the
didn't
head
manage
of.
them studios.
Yes, he did. He
He
was
didn't
the head
manage
of.
them.
Yes,
He was in Mad Booty Place. He was the
so
guy
what?
under
What does shitface
he was
Booty cover
under
then?
Don Matrick, just like Booty is to Phil Spencer.
So we could blame Phil then
Let's
for
go.
everything.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's what I'm saying. I agree with you. Right now, we can blame Phil Spencer for everything that's going on now, just like we can blame Don Matrick.
I honestly, I just don't like the executive culture within Microsoft, where like I feel like these execs don't even care about their position. They just want to make. I feel like they just want to make their money and move on.
No, I think Smooth said it best in his video. He said that they're too liberal.
I'm not trying to get into.
They too kumbaya.
But like
they too kumbaya, man.
All right, but back to what I was saying though. I feel like Xbox execs, they don't really care about their position that much. I feel like they get into their position, make a few bucks for a few years and just leave. Whereas like Sony execs or Nintendo execs, they are in their positions for a significant amount of time.
Until
And
they care about
Well, here's the thing.
company and whatnot.
Until they get pushed out.
Until they get pushed out. Until they get pushed out.
I think these
some dumbass shit
Xbox.
on Twitter and they get going.
I think that these Xbox execs do care about the position, but they're looking at it in a different way. Like the position that they're trying to go in a totally different way with this gaming stuff, right? They're trying to get all these services and stuff like that. They're the way they're doing it is completely different than how Sony and Nintendo's doing it. They're doing it more traditional. So they do care, but they don't care. They don't care about.
I don't. But the thing is, I don't have a problem. All right. I don't think Game Pass is sustainable. But let's scratch all that. Like I don't have a particular problem. Hold on. I don't have a particular problem with them going the service route. But I feel like they don't care about the games that they're pushing out. I don't think they care about their consumer. I mean, even though obviously, hold on. Even though obviously companies don't care about shit, I think that Nintendo and Sony, I think Sony and Nintendo at least care about the product they provide.
Yo, hold on, yo, I gotta go, man. Yo,
I think they at least care about that.
Yeah, appreciate everybody. Jazz,
all right,
Max,
yo,
everybody
coming
through.
Peace.
Bill Spencer's been there since 2002.
Peace out.
2002. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened? Huh? What?
Phil Spencer's been there. Matt Booty got promoted in 2018.
Yeah.
And Phil Spencer got promoted to the executive, but he was head of Xbox from 2013 because he was like an incumbent back in 2013 when Don Matrick left. Because when they fired Don Matrick, he was the next person up because he was running the game studio. See, that's why there was such a celebration for Phil to be head of Xbox, because he came from
celebrated him
when he started in 2013 when he replaced Don Matrick. Myself and a lot of people he's the right person because he ran Microsoft Game Studios and now he was running Xbox. You would think the man who ran all those game studios that we had such good games in the 360 era, what happened? And now that under him the games have not been up to par. And
they wasn't before him. They wasn't before him. Like, what are we talking about?
What do you mean?
But go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't understand what you mean it wasn't before him.
I mean, it was a lot of third-party deals. It was a lot of 30.
So he was making those things. They were Microsoft game publishing.
Name the games. Like, what games did Microsoft own?
Let me go drink some.
They still got Gears, so that don't mean.
No, but Gears was not a
they
first
got
party.
low quality
Gears was
Gears.
not owned by them because
what game they own that was good? Like, really?
Forza Motorsport, Halo.
Hold on.
Forza Gears and Halo, but you don't know about all the other third-party deals that was actually good. Like what I'm talking about is they had a exclusive Guilty Gear game that was similar to what's
So
that?
Guilty Gear is
Yeah, they had
hard to Gears.
no. What I'm saying is they had a lot of different. Like they had what's the game?
Tell me, I can't name games.
They had a lot of like exclusive deals with different
you
companies.
had like
Yeah,
you
you
had
know what
Blue
they had?
Dragon,
They
you
had
had
Ninja
BioWare.
Gaiden.
Yeah,
No, they had
BioWare,
Ninja Gaiden.
Ninja
They
Gaiden.
had,
Yeah,
they had deals with Team Ninja with Dead or Alive.
Team Ninja. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Team Ninja,
Yeah.
the Guilty Gear franchise.
yeah,
they had
the
a
Ninja
they had an
Gaiden.
exclusive game with them.
They had
It was
third
just
party
the
deals as well.
BioShock, and a lot of those exclusives in the beginning did come
Right.
because they had a year launch before the PlayStation. So a lot of those games they were able to lock down, like BioShock, the first one.
Right, they didn't
Dark
own a
Souls.
lot of those games, so we can't go off saying that they was doing something
But you
real
want to
good.
know what? I'm not even going to say they need to own the game for
Yeah,
us
you do
to say
need
that
to.
equality. The thing is that there was proper curation of games to deliver content for the core Xbox owner back then. The curation now, games that they're picking, that they're identifying,
Mhm.
have not been up to par. And then
No,
not
it
only
wasn't.
that, their first party is there. Like the thing is if you knew that your studios were going to take time to make games, if you're going to make big games, I say go out and go buy some timed exclusives. Go buy some deals. Like how does Sony
Do
get
the
those
same thing they
deals?
did. Do the
Yeah.
same thing they did in the beginning of the generation where they
But
didn't make money.
To
Okay,
pacify, no, but I'm saying I don't give a shit about them making money. I care about me fucking playing
right.
good games.
You
That's
don't
what I
care about that.
I don't care about them
Right.
fucking making money. No, but what I'm
Right.
saying is that
But you care about
if you
Sony
know it's
making
gonna
money
take
though,
time-
right?
No, I don't. What the fuck is kids? No, I care about playing
No.
fucking games, man. Fucking games. That's what we're talking about, not fucking money. I'm talking
So
about
you
making
care
games.
about Sony making
When did I
money
say I care about
and
Sony
making a
making money?
profit.
When the
but
hell did I,
you-
what? When? I came on here and said Sony makes money?
No,
I said about
that's
the
that's our
quality.
whole point of having this conversation because they haven't been making money, right?
That's what you guys are talking
No, it's
about.
a combination of making money as well as content.
Making
That's the biggest
money.
thing.
I mean,
They need
content,
content.
money.
You know what-
If
know
they're,
what-
shift,
if
if
you
they're
wanna talk
shifting
about-
over the services, they need to have content to back the services. Like we said about Netflix
Yeah, well, that's
a while
that's
ago.
definitely, yeah.
Netflix has a lot of content.
No, but
especially
I
original
ain't mean to cut
content
him
back
off
their
like
service
that. I
as
ain't
well.
mean to cut him off short like that. I'm sorry. Go
No,
ahead, finish.
what I'm trying to say is that you want to talk about money. Remember early in this generation, Sony was like their stock was like shit. Like remember Sony was like bankrupt. They were selling like all this bullshit. They had
Oh
no
yeah,
money.
they were selling all the divisions off. We know that.
Yeah, they sold their friggin' yeah. So like the thing is that it's not about how well the company like money wise. I'm talking about the curation of games, the curation of content. It's been very like with this, and I say this as jokingly, but it's kind of true that Phil is shopping at the page 7 of Steam sales.
Yeah, man.
Dude.
Can't go with the Phil thing.
Yo, but like the games that he's picking, dude, is like fucking.
He's
games that are,
picking
like,
the games now. Phil
who's
picking the
them
game.
then? You're saying Matt Booty's picking them, right? So
No, I'm saying the studios make the games. The
so
executives
who
don't
is
make the
curating-
games.
Who's curating?
Jim Ryan
content?
didn't get hired and then be like, "Well, I want y'all to make this and I want y'all to
Who
make that."
Is curating content for
like,
Game
come on,
Pass.
bro.
All right,
Like,
I want to know. Well, you keep saying don't blame this.
Well,
person,
this
but
is
you
where
must have
I-
somebody else.
No,
right?
this is where I look at it though, Jazz. This is how I look at it, right?
Yeah, who are you blaming?
I'm not blaming anybody, but I'm looking at it like this.
That's
This is
problem
why.
number one.
So it's no one's fault.
No, look, let me just say this one little thing. I'm looking at it from the standpoint of I wish Don Matrick would have acquired BioWare. You know what I mean?
They should have
The-
acquired
the-
a lot of studios.
A lot of studios that came through Hello Games actually came through Xbox Live Arcade. A lot of these studios that started off on PlayStation in the beginning of the generation was on Xbox Live Arcade.
Yeah.
So what are you saying, Jazz? What are
I
you
don't know
really
what you're
saying?
man. I don't know who you're supposed to blame it. You're blaming.
I'm not
Don
blaming
Matrick
it.
for
I'm not
buying
trying to
the
blame
studio.
any. I'm not. I don't do the blame
Well,
game.
somebody needs to be
What
held
I'm
accountable
saying
for the
is-
trash that they're
Yeah,
putting out.
somebody needs
is-
to be held accountable
That's
for
your
the
first
lack
problem.
of.
The
Somebody
first problem
need
is
to
that
be
you're
held
not
accountable.
blaming
So-
somebody. You're not
okay.
holding anybody accountable for. So who's curating games for Game Pass? Who's
Okay,
picking
so
these
this
games
is
out?
this is
Who?
what I got to say
Nick,
about
can
that.
We blame? Can we
I'm
blame?
gonna blame Phil
developers
for
then?
that.
Can we
I'ma
blame
blame
the
Phil for
studio
it.
managers?
I'm gonna blame Phil
Okay.
for Game Pass, right? Because
Okay.
he was
He was on
there
Game
when it
Pass.
started. He was there when it started, right?
Michael,
I'm
what's
gonna give
wrong
you
with
that.
Game Pass?
But look, this is what I'm gonna say though. Sony started these studios back in the PS2 days. These ain't studios that just came out the blue and they started Last of Us 2. They started with Jack and Dexter 2.
Yep.
Shit that I didn't want to play. That shit is garbage.
I see
Get
where
the
you're
fuck
going.
out of here with that
I
bullshit.
see. So wait,
So don't even come at me. Like, I've been playing games since the PS2 era. So don't come at me with this bullshit ass shit. Like, yeah. All right, I give. Yeah, it was garbage to me.
Jack and Daxter was a good franchise, and Naughty Dog didn't even start with that. They started with Crash. Actually, they started with a game
Crash
before
was
Crash.
garbage. It was an overrated fucking franchise.
I want to say
Crash is garbage.
Nah,
It's overrated.
Nah, Crash is a good game.
Yo, it's overrated. I don't give a fuck.
No. Hold on. Let me say this.
Blinks was way fucking better,
Let me
bro.
say this.
I
do agree
Yo,
that
what is this
Blinks
man
is a
talking
better
about?
game. But I would not say
who said
Crash.
that? Who said that?
I would not say Crash is a garbage game.
Blinks 2 was way better than
I'm
fucking
not,
Crash.
but Crash is not horrible.
Oh no!
Who said that?
No.
Let's see some gamer score. Let's see some gamer. What's your gamer tag?
Crash is not horrible.
It was a PS2 era.
All right, let me slow down.
No, Crash came out on PS1.
No, gamer tag.
The first three games came out on PS1.
Yeah, but that game came out in the PS2. What the fuck? It's not gonna show up in the
Yo,
list.
but I mean, Blinks 2 is better than Crash.
You cannot say Crash is garbage though.
Wait, they made a Blinks 2?
Yeah, Blinks, and Blinks 1 was it was bad, but they improved on it.
Oh my god!
No, I'm gonna be honest, like it was
Nick, I'm gonna come at you right now. I think Nick is upset because Blinks ain't get the game.
I'm really
yeah, because you ain't get Blinks this generation.
All right, so I'll admit, Crash Bandicoot, it's average at best. It's not a
great, it really is.
Not a great platform,
overrated.
but Jack and Daxter is a great franchise. There's no capping. There's no downplaying Jack and Daxter.
But nobody claimed Naughty Dog to be the best in the industry.
Jack and Daxter is a better franchise.
But nobody claimed Naughty Dog to be the best in the industry because of Jack and Dexter. Like
no, people love
So that's why I don't like a lot of PlayStation fans. And I look at them. I look at a lot of these dudes, and I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. Like and Smooth in here right now, and he a Patriots fan. That's how I look at it. I'm a real sports fan, and I look at it like that. It's a lot of bandwagon going on, and that's how I look at it, yo. Like, and and developers make games, and these executives don't. That's how I look at it.
So what are you saying that we're bandwagoning? Because
not y'all. I'm not.
All right. What are you saying? People are bandwagoning because.
But it's a lot of.
It's proven that Naughty Dog have talent.
I mean, listen,
I like Naughty Dog. I like Naughty Dog. I like Naughty Dog, but I only like them for Uncharted, and that's one of my favorite. I still play the game to this day. Uncharted 4 and Uncharted 2 is the best in the franchise.
Yep,
you know
I
agree.
agree.
I still play it to this day. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying that a lot of people they go too far with it. And I'm like, yo, they wasn't always this good. Like,
I mean, all right. Let's have a couple of examples.
No, let me say something real quick because
people.
All right, so you said they weren't always like this. Doesn't that go to my point that the fact that Microsoft studios aren't like that right now, but the fact that they should really nurture these studios?
No, they should be like they should be.
It's the same exact thing.
Not.
And whose job
cultivating studios is going to take 10 plus years. 10, 15 plus
Phil
years.
Spencer can't do it. I don't know what to tell you.
But all right, but let's be honest now. So Naughty Dog, they started off with Crash Bandicoot. Some people love the franchise, some people didn't. Okay, they started with that. And then moving on to Jack and Daxter. I know a lot of people that truly love that franchise. I think it's a great franchise.
Really?
Then they moved on to Uncharted, which
it was.
Yeah.
A lot of people love Jack and Daxter.
Look at the.
Then they moved on to Uncharted, and then they moved on to Last of Us. All right, we understand the progression. And some people prefer their Jack and Daxter games versus their fucking Uncharted games. That literally those people exist.
No, that's kind of
some people
don't know
prefer
about
that.
People still love Ratchet and Clank, so
yeah, and then let's go to Insomniac. Even though Insomniac wasn't a bought IP, but they were fucking basically working exclusively for Sony for almost 20 years. So they were making Ratchet and Clanks, and people love those old Ratchet and Clank games. People prefer the old Ratchet and Clank
They
versus
do.
the new Ratchet and Clank game, and I like the new Ratchet and Clank game. But like people loved like what I don't even know, like the Commando and shit. They loved those games. Then they moved on to Resistance.
So is it a
People
difference
loved
from the new and old
people
ones?
loved
Because
Resistance.
I ain't like the new one. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I like the new one. I like the new one a lot.
What's
Actually.
what's the
Thing is,
difference?
though, is that-
What? What's the difference between what?
The new and the old ones, like, because I heard the old ones was better, but this new one, that shit.
Yeah, I heard the old ones were better as well, but people, it's wishy washy. Like but the thing is, they have shown that they are talent. Like whether you like the new one or whether you like the old one more or whether you like the new one more, either way, like they're still quality games. And then they moved on to making Resistance, which is also a quality franchise.
Yeah, I like Resistance.
3 of them they made, right?
Guerrilla Games actually my favorite developer from Sony right
Look,
now.
I know what you're saying, where like
don't really-
these studios took time to get to where they are, and like the
But
sins
even-
of the father of like 2 generations ago, Microsoft
There we
didn't
go.
buy studios. That's why we're at the point that we are, because I think
Yep.
that's what you're trying to get at, right?
But
Hey, you disagree with that, Jazz? You
But I'm
disagree with
saying-
that?
I'm saying no, but what
Do you
the
disagree
thing
with
is
that?
Hold
no,
on.
I agree. Like, for back then, if you're saying that
Yes.
these studios needed this time, but what I'm trying to say is that it didn't matter if Microsoft owned Lionhead or owned Epic, because they didn't. If I was playing Gears, I was playing Gears of War. Like, it didn't matter. Yeah, they owned Lionhead.
Yeah, but Lionhead, did you see the last game they came out with?
Yeah,
Like, that
because you
shit
know
was
what?
Garbage.
The whole studio went to shit when Peter Molyneux left. Peter Molyneux was the heart and soul
Yeah,
of Lionhead.
yeah, that's
And when
true.
he left, Fable, they had the IP, but they didn't have the vision. And yeah, he talked a lot of shit out of his ass too, but he was the heart and blood. He was the soul of Lionhead Studios. And when he left, their games, they went with Kinect and all that other shit. But the thing is that it didn't matter. Nobody was saying in the 360, like, Microsoft should buy studios. They need to buy studios to be successful, because sometimes I think if you buy studios, sometimes it might not be the best case for those studios. Maybe they're better off as an independent or whatever they're doing. And maybe the second party partnership
This where
works.
I come in. This
You know
where I
what I
come
mean?
in. This where I come in, Jay.
Yeah.
Mike. All right, this where Don Matrick came in at, right? With the TV thing
Yeah.
and the Microsoft. Microsoft Entertainment Studios, right? That's what he came up with. And he bought all these studios to develop these Kinect games, quote unquote. Right?
What studios did he buy?
Okay. It was one
Because
of
you
them
wanna know
was
what I'll tell you what they had. They had Dakota Studios, who made
Right.
Project Spark.
Okay.
They had
Yep.
the Matt game, whatever that Matt game from that
Yep.
other company that they got rid of. They had
that wasn't all,
Lionhead.
and they had a bunch of studios that was
They weren't making.
and they had Rare working on what Connect games and avatars
And they
and-
partnered with Creative.
yeah, exactly,
And they partnered with
management.
Creative Assembly to do Killer
Right,
Instinct.
management,
And they had Rise
management.
with Crytek, but they didn't own that studio. They also had
Management.
Breaker Remedy. They didn't own Remedy. They didn't
So
own
where the
Remedy.
management decisions came from?
So then guess what happened? Phil Spencer comes in and guess what
No,
happened?
no.
Oh,
He was
No,
already
what
in
happened
there.
with Phil Spencer?
He was
No.
already there.
Yeah, but guess what happened when Phil Spencer came in?
Oh
Let's
my
shut down
God.
Lionhead. Let's shut down Team Dakota. Let's cancel
All right.
Scalebound. That was all under Phil's regime, right?
Nah, don't
All
mention
right, Kid
Scalebound.
Smooth, come on in. I know you know that one.
What? That wasn't
Like-
Phil?
No, he
mention
he was
Scalebound,
already
man.
there. He was already there. Like that shit was already
He
in
was
play.
running
We
That's
talking
what I'm
about
saying.
Studios.
Platinum Games here. The biggest scammers in the gaming industry besides EA. Yeah.
Well, my point
But
is,
the thing
man.
is Don Matrick gave us games that we were playing, right?
Yo, yeah, he made good third party deals because that's all he
But
was good
I
at.
didn't care
Like,
about it. But do you understand? I don't care if it's third party or first party.
But
All I care
Sony
about is
wasn't
the
doing
end
it then.
product. Dude, no. But like, did anybody say this Microsoft has to buy game studio? That and this is the other thing that I don't get. You think that all of a sudden Microsoft buys a studio and now they become like a Naughty Dog or a Bungie or goddamn 343?
Nah, I
Well,
don't
maybe not
expect them to
343.
be
No,
that.
and that, like
But
I
the
said,
thing-
that's
I don't
Twitter hype.
expect them to
That's
I
be
don't
Twitter hype.
understand why
I don't expect
Microsoft
them to
has
be
to
that.
buy a studio in order to get a good fucking game. That's what I
No,
don't
you have to buy a studio in order
You
to
don't
get
need to buy-
games.
No.
Yes, you
No,
do.
you
It's no, it's
Yes,
the,
you do.
no, it's the,
Sony
They
did.
didn't buy anybody.
no,
They
it's
didn't buy
the
anybody
it's the acquisition and management of those studios. You can acquire as
Yeah,
many
I mean,
studios as you want,
uh,
but you have to manage.
buy them first.
No, yeah, you have to
Like-
manage that. You have to manage your
Wait,
studios.
hold on.
All right.
Wait. You forgot one more thing. It's the curation of which studios
Yes.
you buy, because
No,
they
you
bought
can-
like
no,
Compulsion
you can-
Studios. Like,
you
bro,
can
they're
manage-
trash. Why did you buy that?
You can
They bought
manage. You
Compulsion
can manage
Studios.
those
They bought the
studios,
people
though.
that make State of Decay. Like, bro,
ain't too many people.
you doing?
Oh, that State of Decay 3
Like,
look good.
listen,
though.
there's a
Come
lot-
on.
Bro, it was
no.
a CGI trailer. What do you mean?
No. Listen,
It was a CGI.
listen.
Uh,
There's a
Yo,
lot.
wait,
I'm
what
telling
was
you.
good?
I'm telling you. There's
All right.
talent, but you have to manage that talent. Like, all right,
Yes.
you have a really good
Okay.
player. You have a really good player
Well,
on
give
your.
us
On your
Reggie. Then what happened?
you have a
You think
really
it's-
good basketball
You think
player
something
on
gonna
your
change
team.
if we get Reggie? Y'all think something gonna change if we get Reggie or Jim Ryan or somebody else? Y'all really think something gonna change?
Somebody's
That's
gonna
what
say the
Bro,
quality
they
is
need better
unfortunate right
management.
now.
Period. I don't know who the fuck they can get. I don't care who they get. They need better
Right,
management.
they just
period.
need better
Period, bro.
management. I
So
agree
That's what I'm
with that.
saying.
who's
They
the
need. They
manager
just need
that
better
we need to get
management. I
rid
don't
of?
know who they
Phil
need, but they need
Spencer,
somebody.
right?
We
So
need
what
to
do you
get
think
rid of the
about that? So
person.
wait, how does that not come back
need
to
to
say
get rid of
blame
the
Phil for
person.
this
Oh
stuff?
my
When you're
God.
saying we need better
No,
management,
we can get rid of Phil all we want, as long as we get quality studios that can make some good games.
but it's the management.
It
of the
wasn't
studios,
none
dude.
there. It
It's the
wasn't none there.
Look, do you want to see something? Look at Hellblade and look at Bleeding Edge.
What are you talking about? They ain't the same people. The
It's
same
fucking
people ain't make that
Medicare.
game. Like,
Okay,
come
well,
on, bro. You
all
seen
right,
the
all right,
making
so
of
you're
no,
talking
you
about,
seen
like,
the making
people.
of Hellblade,
I'm
and you gonna tell me that the same people made Bleeding Edge? Like,
Okay,
come
it's not the
on,
same
bro.
people.
We not
So,
gonna even gonna do
So
that.
wait, is there a Ninja?
Let's be
so
honest
Ninja
here.
Theory 2? You're saying Ninja Theory 2, but I see the developer Ninja Theory. You want to go down to what specific people worked on the fucking game? I don't know that.
Yeah, we
All I
gotta
know is
go.
that Ninja Theory
Yeah,
is
you
a
do.
studio.
You do. You know that.
Oh, I do.
Come on.
Who-
Yeah,
who
you
is it?
do. Come on,
Okay.
bro.
Jim,
You
Bob,
really gonna-
Phil, who worked on it? I don't know.
There's a
Come
different.
on,
no,
man. Like,
there's,
you
no,
really
there-
think they
no,
got the
there's a
same
there's
people
a
working
definitely
on
a
Bleeding
difference because
Edge?
it's different.
Is
It's
that-
different people
Oh,
leading the
man.
project. It's definitely different people leading the project. But
Come on, bro.
no, to
But
the
the
greater
point
point.
is that just because it's Ninja Theory and they made an amazing game with Hellblade 1 doesn't mean that just because Microsoft bought them that their next game is going to be awesome. Like, the thing is, you keep
Okay,
saying
so this.
you just got to
Go
buy
ahead,
great
go ahead.
studios. It's the management
No,
of
that's
the
not what I'm
studios.
saying.
And
Okay,
Bleeding
I
Edge
agree
could
with
have
you.
been good.
It's the
It could have
management
been
of the
good.
studios, but if you give the studios
Dude,
the freedom to make whatever they want, like what are you talking about? Like, I don't understand. You don't think they had the
You
freedom
have
to make?
this. You have this assumption that when Microsoft graces people with their checkbook, that's the solution to
No,
get
I
a good
didn't
game.
say nothing about a checkbook.
Well,
I
you say
said- I'm
buy
talking that-
studios. I don't
Well,
understand.
Obsidian gets to make Avowed. You don't think they're gonna let Ninja Theory make what they want? I don't understand. Avowed came from what? They said that they seen them making Avowed, and they
We don't
signed
know
them.
what a Val looks like. We don't know what
we,
it's going to
we
be.
did see. We seen an image and
Image,
a
not
little.
gameplay. We don't know what
Yeah,
a Val's
but
gonna
we
look
know.
like.
Come on, bro. Like, we know.
No, come on, bro. You like we
Really?
haven't seen it what it looked like. You
Re-
saw gameplay.
we
I
gonna
didn't
do
see what
this?
it looked like.
we
we're
saw
gonna
we saw
do this because I
exactly
did
we
not
saw
see that.
exactly 1.5 seconds of gameplay.
That's not
Okay, but we
gameplay.
know
Just
Obsidian
gameplay?
is.
All right.
That's
We know Obsidian.
I mean, it's from the
makes
player's perspective. It's most likely
RPGs.
gameplay, but it's just without.
They
the HUD,
make
bro.
RPGs and they
It's
make them
probably
good.
gameplay just
So
without the
now
HUD.
they're not gonna make them good because Microsoft.
No,
owns
I'm
them
not
now.
saying they're not going to make
Okay.
them good, but you can't just assume they're going to be the best because Microsoft's behind them.
No, I'm not. I'm
And-
just
and I
saying
still
this
don't
is-
understand
I'm
the
just saying it is Obsidian.
The only thing we
hold
can really
on,
say is
hold on.
Obsidian is a quality studio.
So,
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
So
I'm not,
they
I don't think-
that is the highest quality acquisition that
I think
Microsoft made.
Obsidian
That is
is
the biggest
probably-
quality acquisition.
Well, I
they made.
think Ninja Theory is, but I mean,
Ninja Theory over Obsidian. Okay, nah,
No,
you're
Obsidian,
gassing.
no, I
I
think
think
it's
yeah.
a higher quality because of the
And remember,
I'm not gonna.
Microsoft had
I
nothing to
like
do with
Ninja
that.
Theory's games, but they are hit or miss, bro. Obsidian have never made a bad RPG like, ever.
Well, they had that. I
Shit,
think
haven't even made
Ninja
a
Theory
bad
had that
box,
pinnacle at this point.
Arguably, they haven't even made a bad game.
I think
I mean,
Alpha Protocol
Grounded
did
is
it.
still
No.
in beta and it's okay. Some people like it.
I mean, the only people that got a problem with it is the people that's saying that it's not finished yet, but it's a
Yeah,
preview
like
game. So
yeah,
I
it's a
don't
preview game.
understand
The
it.
game is not finished.
Yeah.
Like it's like Obsidian, like they don't make bad games ever. So I have faith in like if they keep the same culture there, if Phil didn't do anything with Obsidian, they'll be absolutely fine. But the problem is he bought a bunch
Phil
of
didn't
lesser
do-
studios that he needs to manage. Compulsion he needs to manage.
Yeah.
He needs to manage
Y'all
State
really
of
think
Decay.
Phil got a
Like
lot
he
of
doesn't. You don't want
foot
State of
in
Decay
this?
3 to
I
like
don't
to
get-
release in the same state as State of Decay 2, right? But if imagine if State of Decay 3 released in the same state as State of Decay 2, where it just was a buggy, messy piece of shit, like that would be bad. He needs to manage. He needs to absolutely manage the studios that need managing.
And my
Okay,
Absolutely.
I give you that. I give you
And
that.
my
Absolutely
thing is
needs to.
too is that the games that are coming out, if you look at the review scores, not even just look at the score, but look at why it gets those scores. That's how I look at reviews. I don't look 69, okay. No, why did it get a 69? And it's always been
I look
lacking
at
content.
why.
It's lacking content, not ready. This thing is not finished. It needs more stuff. It has bugs. It has this. It has that. It's all this lacking stuff where it had potential, but it just didn't. It just seemed like it came out of the oven too early. And that's the same criticism with Battletoads, the same criticism with Bleeding Edge. Not saying Bleeding Edge could have been a bad
So let
game.
me ask you a question though. Did you feel the same way about what's the game that by Ben Studios? Did you feel the same way?
Days Gone, they fixed the patch.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
I'm not gonna cap for Days Gone. Days Gone was
Wait,
patched.
Whoa! Don't say
Nah,
they
the
fixed
first thing
nothing.
you said they could see if
They said they patched it.
See if
So-
you
so wait,
State of Decay.
Look at
Sea
now.
of Thieves
Look at
had
No
three
Man's
goddamn
look at No
fetch
Man's
quest
Sky.
missions.
No Man's Sky was a horrible launch, but look, it's
That was
patched now.
trash. Yeah.
It's
He
patched
said
now.
they fixed it.
They
That's
fixed the
the first thing
game.
he
Nah, I
said.
don't want to hear
Hey,
that.
Jazz, come on, bro.
I don't
Like-
want to hear that, man. That's a bad excuse. They
What?
fixed the game.
No,
that's
what?
absolutely
Wait
a bad
second.
excuse.
Wait,
You can't say
Days
that.
Gone.
Days Gone,
Defense.
yo, you know how bad Days Gone was? They had to patch that game like there's like literally like 50 patches for the game.
Yo,
saying.
like
It's like
100
the
patches.
version, the patch version is like 1.5 like 5.2 or some
You
shit.
can't
And
say
when did
that.
that
They
come
patched
out?
the
And
shit
when
out
did
of
that
that
go?
game.
Wait, so when did that come out?
Like
that
that's
patch?
bad.
But
But
when did
Jazz,
that
why
come
you
out?
damage controlling that shit?
No. They released
quick
no.
to
Nah.
blame Phil
They
for
released
the
mad patches for
fucking-
Days Gone.
All right, so Days
consecutively, bro. Like
Days
they
Gone
released
is
like
the
a
trash.
patch like every 2 days. It was like they
So-
were
so
updating it
where's
as
the
much as
quality
possible.
control?
okay, so are they going to
That
patch
was quality
the rest
control
of
problem.
Battletoads? They're going to patch. the rest
No,
of
what I'm
Battletoads?
saying is
Are they
keep
patched-
that
they
same
patched
energy.
The 3 missions and State of Decay. So
All
I
I'm
mean,
saying is keep that same energy, bro. Like who you blaming
what's
for
same
it?
energy? You're fucking talking about goddamn.
Who are you
studios.
gonna blame for it? That's what I'm. That's all I want to know.
Who am I going to blame for what? Days Gone?
Yeah, who
I
you
blame
gonna blame?
fucking what's his name? Gordon Ramsay looking motherfucker, Jim Ryan. That's who you blame.
No, you gotta blame Ben because Ben ain't never been in that
You
situation.
gotta blame the people that.
No, I
run
blame
them.
you
everyone.
gotta-
You gotta blame.
No, you
them.
can't.
No,
you just
hold
wanna
on,
blame
Nick.
the studio?
Nick, I blame all the managers and the studio heads
blame
and
them?
the
You
people that
blame
are
them?
in charge that make the release date of this
Yeah.
game. I'm blaming those people. They should have pushed the
Okay,
game back.
all
The
right.
game's not ready. Push it back. The game was
Yeah.
bugged.
They
Push
already
it back.
delayed that game.
Push it back.
Push it
But
the fuck back.
like, I don't understand. You want to blame just the developer, but not the boss.
Yeah, I mean the developers making the game. I mean,
course
I
they
figure
are,
I
but-
blame
but-
them. I figure I blame them. I'm
That God
sorry.
of War thing and saw
I'm-
the
I'm-
went in
I'm-
there and
I'm out
like
the
flip
loop.
the flips, like flip the script. The God of War was like, this don't look like good. I want this scrapped. Like he went in there and was like,
No,
this
I
is
can
not it.
understand if somebody say they don't like the direction of the game, but the game being broken, I blame the developers. I'm sorry.
Well, you could blame probably the publishers and the developers. The publishers probably want to rush it out, and the developers say we need more time, and that's the battle of probably
Oh
game
my
development.
god, I can't believe.
yeah.
You know?
I'm not.
Just
yeah.
like they've been talking about the Halo thing with the marketing, and that the marketing is getting ahead of the development. Developers are saying it's not ready, and the marketing is just saying go, go, go.
Well, with the Halo thing, it's a different story. I actually blame
it's
the.
definitely a tug and
I
pull.
blame.
But
I blame.
my
them
thing
for
is
that.
the initial conversation about the studio stuff is that in the 360 era, nobody was saying they needed to buy studios, and maybe
yeah,
they
because
should've,
nobody
you know?
cared.
Because
They-
we're getting good
they should've.
games. I
They
know,
should have
but we were
bought them
getting-
studios though. Like
we were
Respawn, Look who own Respawn now. You happy about that?
Did you remember what they were doing to 360? They had one versus 100. They had Xbox Live Arcade. They identified Braid, Summer of Arcade. They had Gears. They had Call of Duty deals. They had Halo coming out. They had expansions to Halo. Like we didn't get expansions to any of our goddamn games.
They didn't profit off of none of that shit. Either.
I don't care if they profited. We were playing.
Right,
we were living
but
the
you
good
don't
life,
understand
man.
that's not how business works. Like both people got to profit. Like if the business profit, then we profit. You know what I mean? We get the game.
So now that they're profiting, now they're so profitable, Microsoft, and we're getting shit.
Yeah, we getting game. I mean, when they start getting good studio, they should have bought studios back then. They should have bought Respawn.
Now that,
they should have been on it. They should have been on
Hindsight
it.
is hella 2020.
Yeah, hindsight.
That's all I'm saying. They should have been on
in the
it.
shit that we're in.
Imagine shunning Bungie when they wanted to make Destiny. How dumb do you look now?
No, they knew.
I mean, but at the same time,
they put them on the goddamn stage.
but all they doing is make a good co-op. They ain't make no good single player experience.
But
tell me about the single player experience they made.
You're talking about making money. How much money would they have made off of
See, yeah.
How much money would they have made off of Fortnite? Like,
I'm gonna wait for Jazz to jump in and say he gives a fuck about how much money they make, because all we supposed to be caring about is how good the game is.
I
right?
don't as a gamer, right? Unless you have stock.
Money.
Stock in Microsoft.
No, I'm talking about Bungie right now. We talking about Bungie.
Bungie. I just don't understand.
Yeah, they did. The single player was garbage, bro.
Like you're defending
the story was garbage. No, the story was garbage. You can defend that shit all you want.
Destiny?
Yeah, Bungie's story was garbage. So I don't trust them with Halo.
Destiny. I'm saying look at how popular it is. Look how much money they've made off of that. And you're talking from the perspective of a company making money.
Yeah, it's mainly off the.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, that's why I said look how much money they left on the table with Destiny.
Microsoft could have made mad money off that
in the next couple of months, if Microsoft just comes out and announces a purchase of a whole bunch of studios, you will just be like, and that's it. You're happy.
Yeah, because I know I would celebrate the studios. I would celebrate the studios.
You're celebrating studios.
Yeah, I like studios. Like I said.
All right, go work for one then. You're not a gamer then if you're celebrating goddamn studios.
Look,
I mean,
we gotta get some outros. We gotta get some outros, man, because I'm about to end the stream. I'm about to get ready to get
He's about to end the stream. But look, Jazz, look, hey man, look.
I gotta say, Nick, you are one well unpaid intern, bro. I gotta say.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you were just capping for this company that doesn't pay you, bro. Like
who I'm capping
give
for?
it up.
Studios and
I'm capping. Am I capping really?
You're defending us. You're defending somebody that doesn't pay you.
I'm defending Phil Spencer. Nobody else.
Why are you defending a man that doesn't pay you?
Because he got studios over here.
Because he's making money.
What the fuck? That makes
you
no
not buying
sense.
his shit.
That makes a lot of sense.
You sound like a
it's like I said. No,
it makes a lot of sense.
That's why I said it's the acquisition.
It makes a lot of sense to cap for a person that doesn't pay you.
Look, guys, it's about the acquisition and management of those studios.
I said a person.
But yeah, this was a good placeholder for Planet Xbox. Hopefully we get Planet Xbox back next week on Kids Move channel. So make sure you guys tune in next week. This is a great podcast. It lasted for like 2-3 hours. Really, really good podcast. You about to head out of there. Make sure you follow these guys on Twitter. I'll make sure I put everybody's Twitter inside the description after this podcast goes live. And yeah, this is pretty much it, guys. All right.